Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe,
Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more.
Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip.
Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the two best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save on Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save on Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better.
Leaving it for Tolman at one time.
Apply today for a helping hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are
Got it to single digits.
Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops
against the limits
and natural gas fuels your
a lot of the focus this time in the division. He's got slides. He's got 6 speed in the
Auto and even commercial installation or repairs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca.
He's got slides.
One, two, bring it up.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Burley leaving it for Tolman at one time.
On Sports 1440.
He got it to single digits.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Comes Larkin, he's got some speed, and Larkin shoots scores. With a separator and a 4-0 Detroit lead.
Well, a chilly Thursday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. As always, wherever you're at, in the city, on the outskirts, maybe in another province, another country. I love it. Sports fans listen all over the place. It is fantastic. It's a little chilly here in the capital city. Balmy, minus 24 today. Burr, it is chilly. I tell you, chilly. So we will try to get it a little bit warmer. Not much we can do about it, but hey, maybe put a little log in the fire and away you go. Away you go. So I'm Jason Gregor. He is Connor Halley. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Of course, Play Alberta is our title sponsor, playalberta.ca, the Edmonton Oilers, looking to go 3-1-1 in their homestand. Now, after the disappointment of Tuesday's loss, you're like, man, the homestand's ruined. Well, not really when you take some time to crunch the numbers. If the Oilers can win tonight, then they're 3-1-1 on the homestand. And that would be a 600 winning percentage and a 700 points percentage. There's only 3 teams in the NHL who have a 700 points percentage on the season. Colorado, Anaheim, and Dallas is right at 700. If the Oilers win tonight, they'd be at 679 and closing in. So they'd be pretty good. If they win, they also would put their points percentage up to their points percentage would be 679. Their win percentage would be 571. So, getting closer. There's only 7 teams in the NHL who have a win percentage of 600 or better on home ice. So you got to try to look at it and say, yeah, they should have beat Buffalo, who is the worst road team in the NHL. So yes, damn straight, they should have won that game. I don't think there's any debate on that, but they didn't. And so now just don't compound your frustration if you're the Edmonton Oilers. Find a way to come back and win a home game tonight against a team that played last night and a team that, while they're playing well, they're going to go with Cam Talbot, who's kind of, I guess, their backup now. It'll be their 3rd game in 4 nights, second half of a back-to-back. To me, that's a game the Edmonton Oilers need to win. Remember, playalberta.ca. Hey, what do they have the Oilers at today? Guess what? They feel the Oilers should win as well, as they are a fairly big favorite at playalberta.ca. Coming up on the program today, got a loaded show. Landon Ferraro, David Owens, Ansar Khan will join us from Detroit. We got Real Talk Ralph talking some fantasy football. How many of you have made your fantasy football playoffs? Are you confident in your lineup? Do you need a miracle? Are you going to dress Phillip Rivers? No, I'm kidding. Well, maybe not for someone. If you're in a flex league, quarterback position, would you do it? Who knows? Evan Raywall will join us. We'll talk a little Colorado Avalanche today as they continue to roll. Spec will be by. We'll hear from Chris Knobloch, a few others on the Oilers. Same lineup as 2 nights ago. The only difference is Trent Frederick has 14 stitches in his face after taking that. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins took a shot. It was deflected, caught Frederick in the face. So 14 stitches. And it's kind of like a little badge of honor. That's how they take it in hockey. It's funny. We had some text yesterday. Hey, Gregor, I don't understand why hockey guys wouldn't practice with a full shield on just to avoid stuff like that. Well, to me, you practice how you play. And if you play without the bubble or the full mask, I wouldn't practice that way. That's kind of that's the easiest way for me to look at it. I can't. Now, there are players sometimes, Frederick might be wearing a bubble tonight. We'll see. There are times when players will wear a bubble to protect an injured part of their face. They don't love it, but they'll do it. So we shall see. Speaking of fantasy, Connor Halley is with us. I have Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. I can only dress one, Connor. They play head-to-head tonight. Who would you play and why?
Well, they would play Sunday, correct?
Oh, Sunday, yeah.
I would play Joe Burrow, personally. I think the Ravens' defense at times has looked pretty bad. He's got his weapons that he likes to throw to, push the ball downfield. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens just haven't looked very good since he's come back from the injury, and he's missed time week to week with practice, and he just hasn't kind of looked like that same guy. His most recent game against Pittsburgh was the first touchdown he's thrown since November 9th. Like, the Ravens, you just can't trust them right now, and Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, kind of spearheads that. So I'd be going with Joe Burrow personally. And he's not running the ball either. Like, Lamar Jackson this year, after an incredible season last year, just has not looked that good this year.
No, he hasn't.
Like,
but
not
it's
terrible.
But it's also the Bengals defense.
That is true.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So
that could play a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Lamar did practice today, so that's good news for you.
Yeah. Like, Lamar had 2 bad weeks, right, against the Jets, and funny enough, against the Bengals 2 weeks ago, when he only had 17 completions on 32 attempts, 246 yards, an interception, and rushed for 27 yards. Did very little. Now, around that, he had a huge game against Miami, had a really good game against Pittsburgh last week. And so I'm like, But yeah, it's a debate. It's playoffs. And you know what? I go in, I'm on a 7-game winning streak, but I'm playing the other guy just because I had a terrible start who's playing really well too. So this will be challenging. I'm also in the Guillotine League, but I don't really have any tough decisions there. It's pretty easy. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious. Our audience, you get to pick one, Burrow or Jackson. Who would you do? And let me know. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. You can text us in our email inbox. A few other news and notes from around the NHL. Hey, Gregor, do you happen to know how's Cam Talbot? Is he a former Oiler who dominates the Edmonton Oilers? Good questions, too. I actually looked that up before the show. I actually had it in my game notes at OilersNation.com. Yes, Cam Talbot in his career since leaving Edmonton is 3-1-2 in his 6 starts. Now, he did make one relief appearance that many of you probably remember very well. Now, you might not remember that he didn't start the game, but the Mike Smith, Cam Talbot fight on February 1st, 2022 occurred when Talbot came off the bench because big save Dave Riddick that night for Calgary. He got chased after 23 minutes, gave up 4 goals. Talbot only played 60 minutes. He faced 21 shots in those 60 minutes. Like the Oilers were pumping the Flames that day. And then you had the goalie fight. So Talbot gets kicked out of the game because it was a second altercation after Ethan Bear and Kachuk fought. And then Smith and Talbot fought, and I think everybody knows who got the better of that fight. It was indeed Mike Smith. And so, but Cam Talbot in his 6 starts has played pretty well. 3-1-2. So I guess he's only won half of the games, but he got to overtime in 2 of the other ones. So he has a .927 save percentage and a 2.17 goals against average. So not bad. But Detroit, they have, Todd McClellan, former Oiler head coach, since leaving Edmonton. He's 4-7-2 against the Oilers when he's a head coach for the Kings. Also was 5-8 in the playoffs. Lost those first 2 playoff series. But he's 2-0-1, 5 points in 6 games as a head coach of the Red Wings, including that 4-2 victory earlier this season when you remember Emmett Finney scored his first and second NHL goal, and Dylan Larkin had a 4-point night against the Oilers. Larkin has 19 points in the 19 career games against the Edmonton Oilers. Meanwhile, the Oilers' top dogs, Draisaitl, McDavid, they've had, for them, kind of slow production, a little bit lower than you would expect, just based on the guys that are like McDavid's almost like a 1.34 point per game player in his career, and he's just over 1 against the Oilers. Draisaitl actually is just under a point a game, so maybe they're due. We shall see. I will say this: McDavid has 10 points in his last 5 games. He's had multi-point games in 4 of the 5. Obviously, the one being the shutout against Minnesota, where he didn't. And anybody who watched that Buffalo game, he was fine. McDavid, he's being rested. He looks good. I would think after the disappointment of Tuesday, you will see McDavid come out and have a pretty strong performance as far as energy and creating opportunities. I would be a little surprised if he didn't. Today, month of giving. Helping out for the Christmas Bureau. We got 2 packages. Package number 1. You and 5 guests are going to dine with Carius, Eddie Steele, the Duke, and Laddie Schmid. So you got hockey stories, football stories, farming stories from the Duke and Carius, and a few jokes. It'll be a 5-course meal with wine pairing, beverages of your choice in the private room at Chop Steakhouse. Now, you get to pick which location, depending on which one's more convenient for you. You can go downtown, or you can go in Ellerslie. It's your choice. And the date will occur in the first 6 months of 2026, so don't worry. There's no rush. You don't have to do it right away. If you want to wait till it gets a little bit warmer, knock your socks off. But they like to get it done before the end of June. So that's package number 1. And now package number 2, which we'll get a little bit more insight later on this hour. But this is courtesy of Sherbrooke Liquor. And this is actually a real cool package. It's a whiskey tasting and a holiday beverage package courtesy of Sherbrooke. So you're going to start out where you get some winter beers and great ciders. This is your holiday hosting starter kit. Then you get the Duke, an amazing single malt cream liquor from an oak distillery, which is a gorgeous pre-dinner champagne, one red one white one, and a port digestif to finish the evening. Then you will have a private whiskey tasting and blending event in Sherbrooke's tasting room. It's an unbelievable room, by the way. It's you and 14 of your closest friends, so 15 of you. So you want to make this a work party. You want to make it your men's league hockey team. You want to make it couples, whatever you like. But it's a whiskey night. So you want to bring people who like whiskey, because this is what you're going to do. You're going to learn how whiskey's crafted. You get to taste through the components. You get to create your own custom blend. And Bridgeland will bottle it back at their distillery with your name and custom blend name on the label. All of your guests will get a bottle, and you as the host, you get 3. Now, Bridgeland only does 2 of these events a year, and they've donated in conjunction with Sherbrooke 1 to our show. So this is not something you can just get. It's pretty awesome. And I'm telling you, their tasting room there is fantastic. So, they got a TV in there, depending on the night you want to do it. Maybe you do it around a sporting event and you go on, but you're going to love it. I've been to these before with some other buddies, and it's amazing, man. Like you get to learn the whole process. The tasting is amazing. You're going to try a lot of different things, but we never got to have our own name and bottle on it. That's awesome. That's a great keepsake. Everybody gets a bottle. You get 3 as the top bidder. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can get in on either package. So we appreciate it. So, hey guys, I have a feeling Talbot's going to try and steal one. There's always something about players that are passed up by teams. They come and play strong against them. At times, yeah, maybe. And hey, can a goalie stand on his head some nights? Damn straight. But usually, if you create enough quality chances, usually you'll find a way to beat the goalie. Like if you look at that Minnesota game, Minnesota generated more high danger chances than the Oilers did. They had shots, but they didn't have a lot of quality shots. And that's really kind of the only game. Edmonton's had quality shots in a lot of their other recent performances. So 833-401-1440. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We got some bids coming in. We'll update you on that and more. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and sadly some people think orthotics are just glorified shoe cushions. But I've seen a runner drop 8 minutes off her marathon, a grandmother ditch her painkillers, and a 12-year-old nail her long jump, all thanks to custom foot orthotics. So if your feet are screaming for help, flat, high, or funky, that pain's heading to your knees, hips, even your lower back, our professionals will assess you and, if indicated, custom fabricate a pair of orthotics made just for you. Happy feet make a happy person. Feet shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your picks. Edmonton is home to sports. Is Sports 1440.
December Oil Kings hockey at Rogers Place. Family fun that's second to none, starting at just $20 a seat.
Family Fun Sunday, your Edmonton Oil Kings face the Brandon Wheat Kings. Enjoy the Kids Fun Zone, face painting, and bouncy castles.
Have your photo taken with Santa on the concourse and receive a printed copy with a donation to Santa's Anonymous.
Plus, there'll be a pre-game mini locker room sale just in time for the holidays.
Oil Kings, Wheat Kings, photos with Santa, 4 p.m. this Family Fun Sunday.
Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 at oilkings.ca.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and people often ask me, hey Rick, do people actually buy RVs from No Bull in the fall?
Fair question, Rick. Why would you want to buy an RV just when it's time to put it away in storage for the winter?
And I have the answer, Bob, because the RVs at No Bull are used, and that means every RV on our lot is a one-of-a-kind. So when you're looking for a used RV, you can be really picky.
One of a kind means you don't have to compromise on what you're looking for.
That's right, Bob. But it also means when you find the right one, you grab it up before someone else does. Sometimes that's in the fall, but No Bull makes it easy because when you buy your used RV now, we include winterization and winter storage for free. We even get it prepared for spring camping at no charge to you. All you need to do is be ready for the great outdoors come next spring. When you think of it that way, the fall might be the best time to get your RV.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
A mullet for Marvin, a bowl cut for Barry, a pompadour for Peter, who's now really quite hairy. After this Christmas, all the men wish they could get some hair restoration from Dr. Vance Elliott.
Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. While you're Christmas shopping, consider giving yourself the greatest gift of all, a full natural head of hair. I know the results will be life-changing. Want to make this the year you get your mojo back? Book a free first consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.221, welcome back, Jason Gregor. Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Here today, our month of giving packages. We've got a few bids. We're now up to 1,600 with J-Dog on the dinner with Carius and the fellas at Chop Steakhouse. It's you and 5 of your friends, so you're 6 people with Carey Schmid, Eddie Steele, and the Duke, Brandon Douglas. You're going to have a lot of fun. I know the Duke last year at this event, him and the fellas, they went out afterwards and had a rip-roaring time. So you want to go for dinner. Usually it's on a Friday or Saturday night, and you make it into a big event. So you'll have a lot of fun with it. And Brad and his team at Chop are going to have unreal food. You're in the private room, so you have a great time. So 1,600 there. And we had Paulie come in at 400. Now we're up to 650 on the whiskey package. And we'll get a little bit more in depth when Dave comes in to describe it. This is really unique. So if you like whiskey, like to have fun with your fellow friends or work people or couples, whatever, you will have, you'll have some fun with it for sure. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Let's now get to Around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's and the new McVeggie. It's here. You can try the regular or spicy. Both delicious. Check it out at McDonald's as we are joined by Landon Ferraro. Landon, good afternoon, my man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Oh, you know what? I'm doing all right. A little chilly here in Edmonton. We're always used to these days, but when it comes, it's never great. So it'll be chilly for a few days, and then hopefully it warms up.
I had the same complaint here in Vancouver, and it's really not that chilly, but I still had the same complaint.
Yeah, well,
it's dry though for a nice change.
Well, that's good. No, it's a -24 going over to a -33 tonight. So fun. A little
perfect.
Little chilly.
I should be good though.
Oh, hey, yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. Although I do find sometimes almost colder in the rink when it's cold outside.
Yeah.
And it's more so probably, I say that from a selfish perspective because I have a vent right above where my seat is at the press box. And half the time in winter, I'm wearing a toque indoors because the vent, hey, when you're a cue ball, the vent, it feels a little chillier. You know how that is.
You know what's not great is same problem over here. Not much going on up top, but when I wear the toque, then I get the lines on my forehead, and then I can't go on the panel with a toque imprints on my head. So I'm just, I'm grinding it out up there. It's real tough.
Yeah, it is tough. We had Ken Hitchcock on the show yesterday, and it's obviously a topic of conversation in Edmonton. Evan Bouchard, you know what? It went about 10, 15 games and was really good and hadn't really seen any kind of, there's the Bouch bomb and then there's the Bouch gaff. And people kind of recognize both of them. They're pretty obvious at times. Last game was a Bouch gaff on a few different occasions, not only the Thompson goal, but also the lackadaisical effort in overtime. And Ken Hitchcock said as a coach, he would look and say, yeah, you know what? I see the lackadaisical stuff, but I'm going to evaluate him on what the player's best is. And that's what I focus on. And he said, and he's been to 4 Olympics, that if he was choosing, he would have Bouchard on his Olympic team. What do you make of that? And do you think they'll agree with him? Do you think Hockey Canada has any chance of bringing Bouchard? Or do they look at that and say, you know what? We're not going to bring him?
Well, I'll start on the Olympic side. To me, I don't see where he fits on that team. I think there's a ton of, I shouldn't say a ton of guys because that's not fair. But there's a good chunk of guys that you can pick from that have the offense that he does, but can be a little bit better on the defensive side. And, the thing with Bouchard that for me is tough to watch at times is the mistakes that are made on the defensive side of the puck come from generally a lack of intensity and kind of looks like he's just spaced out a little bit. But I feel like that's also the direct reason why he can be so good offensively. He's out there running at a flat heart rate all the time, where so many guys get into a high pressure spot where they need to score a goal and their hands get really stiff. They start bouncing pucks all over the place, missing passes, things like that. Yet he can take it. It doesn't matter if it's a Stanley Cup final or not, and make plays under pressure. But then you have some every once in a while that's like last game that, he comes out from the side of the net and doesn't see a massive forward that's coming from his left, and he just steals the puck and puts it in the back of the net. Like that's where the frustration comes a little bit watching on my side.
Yeah, no, it's totally valid, right? And it's like, to me, the fact that he's shown when the games are on the line, he doesn't do it. It's a choice. And like to me, when he said, "Hey, I want to make Team Canada," and I think he had a legit, when he says, it's not like, no offense to like Adam Henrique, "Hey, I want to make Team Canada." It's a little bit different, right? Like Bouchard saying, "I want to make Team Canada." He's legitimately in the conversation. And like, I wonder if one of the GMs or someone would call him and say, "Hey, Evan, we'd love to have you on the team, but you got to show us for the next few months you're not going to make those plays." And obviously maybe easier said than done. And maybe if you made one, they're going to like, whatever. Like Makar makes giveaways. It's not like Cale Makar doesn't have giveaways, right? Like it's.
Of course.
Yeah. But it is. So I can understand that, because people have a natural tendency. You make a bad play, they remember the bad plays more than they'll remember the good plays, even if there's more good ones than bad. That's just human nature for a lot of people.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember out of it as well is, and give him credit for it, give Bouchard credit, is the fact that he can make a mistake like that and then go make good plays after it. Like he can wash it and just it rolls right off, and then he goes makes other plays where a lot of other guys, they make a big mistake like that and they're done for the rest of the night mentally. But I would say that what you're talking about of, I wonder if someone off the management team would say that to him. I think that's the reason that I would have pause taking him, is you're looking at it and you're like, that it's an Olympic year and every play matters and you can't stay in it. And it's almost like the Oilers in a lot of ways, right? Where they can play a certain way and you've seen it so many times. So what that top level is. But for the past few years and this year, especially, of having the slow starts and then they start to come on and then they have a game like they did the other night where they kind of punt it away and they fight back. But they always say through the start of the year how we know what our group can do. We trust that we're going to get out of this. And again, I'm not saying they're not going to get out of this and move up the standings, because I think they will. But say it doesn't happen. You've dug yourself a hole. It's kind of like Bouchard talking about Team Canada in the same way of, okay, we know what the top end is, but how do we know that's what's going to be in Italy when we get there? Just because you've done it in the past, that is great, and you have proven that, but say it doesn't come. Like we don't know. It's way more of a gamble than it is for some other players.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. You look at, I can see the reason why you'd want to bring Bouchard. He's killing penalties, plays 5-on-5. He's obviously leading on scoring. His goal for share in the playoffs is remarkable, really. It's obviously pretty good in the regular season as well. And but we'll see. Then you got a guy like Schaefer, and I watched that game last night. Him and like, oh my goodness, like
it's unbelievable, eh?
Oh, like what's he's so unique at is he has his skating ability, Landon, for a defenseman. Like some of those moves he was making with the puck in the offensive zone, I was just like, he looks like a forward, and he's like deking out 3 or 4 NHL players like this. Like that's really hard to do. Like you can do that when you're an elite player at U13. It doesn't happen very often in the NHL. And he was weaving through guys like it was no big deal. It was crazy.
Especially now we're 30 games into the season basically, and so enough teams have seen him enough now, and there's enough video on him to be able to get some of those reads and start figuring out some of his tendencies. But it doesn't matter, right? Like he's at that level of, okay, you've found this that you think you're going to defend at me, you're going to force me to my backhand and make me do this. Well, he just makes a move and pops it the other way. It's just like a McDavid. You think that you have it, like you have him beat, or I'm sorry, like you have him stuck on the wall. And then he does something that your brain can't comprehend because you can't do that. And he does it, and he makes you look dumb out of it. It's so fun to watch. But like these young kids now, they grew up in a completely different environment for hockey. Like I was kind of at that point with my age, I'm a 91 birth year, and Nugent Hopkins was 2 years behind me at Burnaby Winter Club. Within those 2 years, there was a big shift. Like our Pee Wee and Bantam team were trapping at different points, and then Nugent Hopkins' team would come through the couple years later and go be creative, go find a way to have fun and create offense. Like there's this massive shift, and these kids now, they come through with so much skill and kind of ad-libbing in their head. It's amazing to watch.
Landon Farrar, pre and post game analyst on Sports 1440, joins us. Oilers taking on the Red Wings tonight. The Red Wings got two pretty good duos going right now. If you look at their top four scores across the board, they're all basically all at a point a game, right? I know Patrick Kane has 21 points in 22 games, so he's slightly below it. But you know what? When you got four guys and basically duos, right? Because you got Raymond and Larkin, and Raymond's got the highest point per game, and then you've got DeBrincat and Kane, and it's kind of unique because they're both wingers and Kopp's in the middle, and I'm like, does this guy get any points? What the hell is going on here? But it's like the Red Wings, and then I look at their defense, and they got four really good defensemen, 24 and under, and Seider and Johansson and Sandin Palika and Edvinson, although he might be out tonight, so we'll see. But I look at that Red Wings lineup, and I'm like, man, finally, right? It's been 9 years without the playoffs for them, and is this the year they finally end it? And actually, do you believe that this team can make the playoffs, or is it still too soon to tell because that division is so tight?
I mean, the division is really tight. They're going to need John Gibson to give them a good handful more games like he had in Vancouver the other night, where Vancouver has their struggles going on, but they had a lot of quality scoring chances against the Red Wings, and Gibson was there to answer them all and have himself a really good game. They're going to need that goaltending, but at the same time, they have scores. They have guys that can lock down. They're out to a good record right now, and I think that the first, after the first game of the year or the second, McClellan kind of blasts their team and like, are we going to do the same thing over again this year? Or are you guys finally ready to take that step and be done losing? Was a good thing for them. And they've played good hockey since. And, it's exciting time for them because, they're right at that point. And they've been out of the playoffs for a number of years now, but you said it right. Like, they're a young team, especially on defense, and they're filled with a lot of really good players. Nate Danielson's a former first rounder that's in their lineup now as centerman. And, they have all these players coming up. It's about them. Really it's going to be up to the young guys, I think. How big of a step can they take and provide to really kind of give their team that extra boost? Because, the older the vets in Kane, DeBrincat, Larkin, Raymond, you can put in with the vets, even though he is younger, but the way that he plays, man, like he's such a skilled player, but his engine just goes. So they have the pieces. It's about, to me, if the young guys, and especially Gibson and Net, can really kind of give them that fighting chance.
Yeah, well, Gibson didn't have a great start, but seems like maybe he's coming around a little bit. Well, I'll be curious. I haven't seen any note on what the Edvinson injury is and how long it might be, but he left the game last night with about 4 minutes to go in the second period and didn't return for the third, and I don't think he's expected to play tonight. So a little bit of a break for the Oilers because he's obviously a guy who logs a lot of minutes for them. He's huge. He's like 6'6". Like he is.
Yeah, he covers a lot of space.
Yeah, he is going to be a really good player, man. Really good. And there's all the rumors. You're in Vancouver, right? That people are talking about Detroit and what they have to offer. And, obviously they'd love Edmonton. I'm not sure if that's the guy they get, but they might get Axel Sandin Palika. Well, they probably have to get him if they're going to make a deal for Quinn Hughes. What do you think the chances are that Hughes ends up going to Detroit?
To me, if he's getting traded, it's the one that makes the most sense to me because they have the most pieces to move and pieces that Vancouver needs. I would imagine that if they're making that trade, it's a Danielson or Marco Kasper, one of their young centermen, because they need a center here. And then you're taking one of their young D. You're probably definitely going after Edvinson. But if that's not going to work, then you're looking at Sandin Pellica, who's who's a very good player as well. And then they have some draft capital as well. So of the teams that have been mentioned and kind of been poking around, like Detroit is the one that makes the most sense to me, just with the pieces involved.
Yeah, well, it does. There's obviously the brother factor. I don't know how much does family weigh in about him wanting to go there or not. And New Jersey has some decent pieces, and they got a boatload of defensemen, right? Like they could offer some D-men up quite easily as well, I would think. So I'm
it's the upfront for me that, you know, they're not trading Nico Hischier, right? Like that's not happening. No. So like that's not there. You start looking at a Dawson Mercer, which, you know, good player, but, you know, again, to me, you can make it work, but with what's available, Detroit kind of seems like the front runner of that. And to me, I don't know, like, yeah, it would be amazing to play with your brothers. Of course it would. The Stahls seem to be able to play just fine and have great careers and enjoy themselves being on separate teams. You know, a couple of them got to play together in Carolina, but past that, like, if I'm sitting in that position, I would love to play with my brother, but if I got a chance to go to a better situation for me, I'd be okay winning a cup and rubbing it in my brother's face. I got nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. This just in, the Oilers have recalled Max Jones from Bakersfield. So that's that's due to now who knows, maybe somebody's not ready to go tonight, but
I saw they moved Roslovic and Clattenburg to IR as well.
Yeah, to IR. That just makes room on the
just making them room for them.
And I think they move Wallman too. I should look, because
I believe I saw that.
Wallman had to go to LTIR, which that's really, it was the cap space. You know, IR gets a guy off the roster, but they needed the cap space to add somebody else, and so we'll see where it goes from there. But you know, maybe he plays today or not. You know, the coach said today there wasn't going to be any lineup changes, so I think this is more for the road trip. And then I wonder if they're bringing up another defenseman, because I don't think they're going to go out east with only 6 defensemen.
Probably not. So yeah, it's nothing like a little bit of roster gymnastics trying to make it all work. But you know, you're looking at the last game of a homestand, then you know it really is deciding if it's a successful homestand or one that you can't wait to get back on the road. And you know, I'd like to believe that they're going to come out really aggressive tonight, because they're not paying attention. They know that they let one slip last game, and you know, they play one period really well and get themselves back in the game. If they just play the whole game decently well, they win that game. So they're going to need to take that step and make sure they get the win tonight, because you can look over the past few games and of games that they've lost, and I mean, like, the points are right there for them. It's just about how they want to play, if they want to be intense and you know, kind of drive the play, or just go through the motions for a couple periods and have to try and come from behind again. You know, it's tough to keep counting on come from behinds. It doesn't matter how good of players you have. You know, all it takes is, say that last game against Buffalo, that the goalie ends up heating up in the third and only gives up 2 of the 3. Now you got no points, and it just seems like such a waste for what this Edmonton team is and how they can control play and dictate the way games are played. To play anyone else's game doesn't make any sense to me, or of why they would accept that.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Lana, we appreciate it, man. Stay warm. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
This sounds good. Have a good one.
There you go. That is analyst, pre and post game analyst here on Sports 1440, Landon Ferraro. Coming up, we got we'll update you on our month of giving, and we'll get to Thursday on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
I'm making my list, checking it twice. And guess what? I'm giving Will Hawk beef jerky to everyone, naughty and nice. Because honestly, everyone deserves a taste of Alberta's finest, no matter if they've been bad or good. So this holiday season, skip the chocolates and pass on the turkey. Make sure you're Will Hawking around the Christmas tree with Alberta's best beef jerky. Ho, ho, ho!
Call to place your pre-order today at 780-986-2537.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. December is here. Christmas shopping, Christmas wrapping, Christmas baking, grocery shopping. What about our vehicle? Does it need tires? It's not running? No problem. We got you covered. At Northgate GM, we have a tremendous selection of newer used vehicles, winter tires at cost, and of course, service with a smile. Come in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Stredler. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
It's like a locker room, minus the smell. Kevin Carius brings the banter, the buzz, and the bold sports talk. Weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Sports 1440, Edmonton's home for sports.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Jaffa Machinery. Jaffa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with their line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit jaffamachinery.com for all the details.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. For all of those who play fantasy hockey or you're just a fan of the game, Charlie McAvoy activated by the Boston Bruins a little bit sooner than people expected. So he is coming off of the injured list, and he'll be ready to roll for the Beantowners. All right, welcome back. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. Hope you are having a fantastic Thursday. I know it's a little chilly, so dress warm, get your gloves on. Don't be a hero. This is not the time to do it. It can be very dangerous. So dress well. It's never a bad thing to be more safe than gory, shall we say. We have two great packages today for month of giving, and one of them, of course, from Sherbrooke as we get to Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor. 2 locations, your place to stock up for Christmas cheer, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. They got unbelievable choices all across the world in beer, cocktails, wine, you name it. They got it. 2 locations, southeast side on 50th Street, 92nd Ave, or the original location, St. Albert Trail and 118th Avenue. David Owen joins us once again. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. Well, geez, it was bottle 1. Dave, nothing there. Ooh, that was
man,
tough,
that was the toughest thing I've ever seen. I even tried to use your teeth there for a while.
Couldn't get it open. Couldn't get open.
Oh, boy, your dentist probably would have liked it.
Well, I got strong teeth. But,
there you go.
Farm kid. I've opened up a few things. But, I had to get the pliers to open that bad boy.
Yeah.
So before we get to that today, let's talk about the month of giving package that we have. It's got the private whiskey taste, and we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So we get you get this Duke, which is this amazing single cream malt liquor, and then you get some pre-dinner champagne, red, white, and a port.
That's right. Yeah. So we're starting off with you've got the Duke that you can have for also either after dinner, or maybe you start your day off with that and your coffee, or just over ice.
Okay.
Some people love. It's a beautiful it's a beautiful whiskey cream, like an Irish cream style thing. It is quite a bit more elegant and elevated than in your typical Baileys that's out there.
Okay.
It is just fantastic. And right out of Anoka here, local, it's just wonderful. It's one of the best ones out there that I've found so far, for sure. Then we've also got a bottle of Liepard Renier champagne to kind of get your appetite for your meal.
Okay.
And then we've got a beautiful Ernie L's signature Bordeaux blend. Wonderful big red, perfect for whether you're doing turkey or if you're doing a ham or a roast or prime rib or whatever you choose for your big holiday meal. This is going to be top notch. And then we've got a really fantastic white. This is a Albert Boxler. It's an Alsace, France region Gewürztraminer. It is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful wine. Again, will totally withstand and be happy for a big heavy meal.
Okay.
And then we finish off with a really fantastic 10-year tawny port, Ramos Pinto.
So you got those 4 bottles. Then obviously you got some beers and ciders as well.
Yeah. So Steven's put together a really cool mix of beers and ciders that are they're really those winter, warmer holiday favorites. So we've got a St. Bernardus 12, a Chimay Blue. We've got the Guten Careless Imperial Blonde. That is absolutely one of my favorite beers. I think we tasted that too.
That was good.
A Blind Enthusiasm Local Spontaneous Manifesto. And then we've got a couple of really fantastic ciders, a Domaine de la Normandie Cider Bouche Brut, and a Pierre Huet Cider des Auges. I should have taken more French in high school, but just a really great package for sharing with friends. All big bottles, and easy to pour a few glasses for people with out of each one.
And then we have the private whiskey tasting. So it's for 15 people.
Yeah, 15 people is which is great. You and 14 of your best friends, or what he said. Whether it's a couple's night or a guy's night or your team or whatever it may be, it's a really great event. And the Bridgeland team is wonderful. They're really knowledgeable and some of the best people, local people blending that I know out there.
So you get to taste a lot of whiskey during the night, right?
Yeah, they'll bring about 5 different whiskeys that you're going to taste and you're going to learn about, and you're going to learn about where they've come from, what kind of barrel aging they've done and for how long, and and what the components of the whiskey are for for their mash bill and things like that. And then you're going to learn about actually how to blend and how to piece all those things together to make something really unique and custom for your palate.
Yeah, and you get to create your own custom blend.
Your own custom
Then they're going to
blend.
bottle it up. It has your name on it, your custom blend name on your
Yeah,
label.
you pick a name and then put it on. It'll say private reserve on it with your name and your your bottle name, whatever you want to title it there. And then they'll package it all up and get it back to us, and we'll get it to you.
And then all your guests get a bottle, and you get 3 as the host
That's
of the
right.
event. So.
That's right. And if you want more, if you want to make, I'd be happy to do that, and we'll be happy to bring that in for you, and we'll give you a killer deal on it. So nobody else would get.
Your minimum getting the 17 of those
minimum
bottles.
You're getting 17
plus
of
the
bottles.
evening. Now, how long? Because we've had a few texters when they sit down for that tasting evening.
Yeah.
What are they going to be there? Like 2-3 hours?
It's gonna be between 2 and 3 hours,
Okay,
probably.
Perfect. Yeah. So great night. Get a little fun on. So like I was saying, men's league team, or maybe just got some buddies in the office you want to get together. Like this would be a super fun.
It's super
night
fun.
out. Yeah, I've done one of these many moons ago with my buddy Chopper.
Yeah,
and it was fantastic. Like we had a great time. Like you feel like you actually know what you're talking about, but we never got to make our own blend, and we definitely didn't get to take the bottle.
100%.
Home,
You get some bragging rights out of it after you're done, right?
Yeah. So Paulie has that right now at 700 a steal, so we can get that up at
That's the steal,
833
yeah.
at 1440. So if you're a whiskey drinker, you like lots of different things, away you go. So what are we trying today here?
Okay, we've got some these are holiday Christmas favorites. So these are things that we have to have around Christmas time for holiday parties and you get into New Year's and so on. The first one we have up is the Bowls Advocat, and this stuff here is the OG eggnog kind of thing. So this has been around since I think the 1600s or so. The Dutch have been making this thing. They are the experts at this, and this stuff, we had a shortage a couple of years ago, and man, there was almost riots in the street here in Edmonton that we couldn't get this on our shelf. It was insane. We had, it was stuck
For the Advocat.
It was stuck in a shipping container, and I think that was when they were trying to catch up after all the COVID things, and it was it was scary. People were pretty crazy.
This is the egg. Is this kind of like eggnog?
It's kind of like eggnog. This is the Dutch answer to it. So this is denser, richer. This is centuries of street cred, though. This is, like I said, it's been around since the 16th century, so 1500s. There you go.
Oh my God, that is that is much thicker.
Much thicker.
But infinitely better tasting.
Infinitely better tasting
than eggnog. Oh my God.
See, I'm not an eggnog fan.
Yeah.
But this here.
Yeah, it looks like a farm. Anybody out there who's had farm eggs and city eggs? Like this is the farm egg yolk color.
That's right.
A lot richer and deeper yellow compared to eggnog. This is way. I've never had this before. This is way better than eggnog.
Way better. Think like a boozy custard, right? And you can do exactly the same thing you do with eggnog, but you do with this.
Oh my God.
And so you drink it over ice, put it into a cocktail, use it, fold it into chocolate for a dessert thing, It's all sorts of really great options.
You can just pour that right over ice.
We're right over ice. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's how I would prefer to
yes,
drink
the
it. Yeah.
Advocat. I can see why people are riding over that, dude.
That's right.
Oh my God. I want to crush that. That is so good.
It is so good. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. And then we're going to move on to this is the Giffard Apricot du Roussillon. This is one of Giffard's crown jewels. Okay. So this is this is from apricots grown in that sun-soaked sort of Roussillon region. The French call that area. It's the founded in this is 1805. This is a pantry for stoned fruit there. It's so warm. But this is really great, amazing fruit intensity. There's no shortcuts in making this. It's just real fruit, real maceration. This applicator, it's been a bar staple since the Savoy era of things, and it's been making this since the middle 1800s. So this is just great on its own, again, over ice, or make it into a spritz style holiday aperitif. Add it with your prosecco, things like that. But you smell that, and just that natural smell of the apricot, so beautiful.
Oh God, that is a very. I can see why people would drink this at Christmas time, right? It's warm, and it definitely has a very distinct apricot taste.
So beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a real apricot taste. And I know, sometimes people don't like apricot. That's because they've tasted like really fake apricot. And this is not that whatsoever. So really great product. I say you can add it to your whiskey to make kind of a wintry apricot old fashioned style thing. All sorts of things you can do with this.
Yeah, no, that is.
You know,
You're 2 for 2, buddy, today. These are really good.
Drizzle that over top of vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yeah?
Trust me.
Oh, yeah. I could see why.
Amazing.
Ooh, God, that would be good. Ooh, getting some really good ideas.
There we go.
Jens, on your next date, man, you want to spice it up here.
Oh,
Woo,
boy.
mama.
Yeah. Oh, this
Well,
will
Garrett,
make your partner happy.
100%.
Yeah.
No question. So what do we got next here? We got a Gifford.
That's right. We're going to another Giffard.
And this is alcohol free.
This one's alcohol free.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
right. So this one's a ginger. So, you know, you can do similar things that you would with the apricot, but anything that really needs ginger in the recipe. And if you want to do a low alc or a non-alc version cocktail, you could use this in making a non-alc mule or a real one for that ginger.
It's got a little bit of a delayed, like, kind of kick to it in the aftertaste, man.
Just
Like
proper ginger.
it heats up your throat. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no alcohol in that one.
Mm-mm.
Okay. For the 1885, is it Giffard or
Giffard?
Giffard. Okay.
Giffard, yeah.
Okay.
They've been around since 1855.
Wow.
So, and Giffard has been making, you know, obviously that apricot for so long. And these alcohol frees, they've got several different ones that have just recently come out, and they are just hitting it out of the ballpark right off the bat.
Yeah.
And so same thing, you know, throw it into all sorts of different desserts or this, that, and the other, or cocktail beverages. Perfect.
All right. What do we got next?
All right.
Tangerine.
All right. Now we're moving on to some Glava.
I just like the bottle. Anybody who's watching online, the bottle, like I'm a big believer. Sometimes you show the bottle, all of a sudden it classes up any evening. People look and they're like, oh,
ooh,
it looks good. So
That's
now
right.
it's probably going to taste good.
That's right. So this has been around. This is a Scottish whiskey liqueur. This was created in 1947. And it, and Glava it means very good in Gaelic. And so this is a bold claim.
That's what it means. Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. And it's a bold claim, but this recipe blend is with tangerine, honey, cinnamon, exotic spices, and it's won best liqueur in the world multiple times, which is just crazy.
I could see
considering so many people haven't ever heard of it.
Yeah, it's incredibly smooth. It's warm, smooth, and it's got just a little bit of the cinnamon I can taste in it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh God,
beautiful beverage.
That is really good. Not too spicy at all. Like it says,
No.
it's honey spiced.
Honey spiced, yeah.
That's
And again,
nice.
you serve this up, neat on ice, add it to your coffee or hot chocolate, mix it with apple cider. There's all, combined with scotch for a rusty nail style cocktail, Jim Jerome loved his rusty nails back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy, I do. Stay out of trouble, Jim.
That's right. Stay out of trouble, Jimmy. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah. That's
And lastly, it looks like we got an Ireland Shanky's Whip.
That's right. This is the Shanky's Whip, and this is a black Irish whiskey liqueur.
Yeah.
So
This bottle was dominating, Dave. Dominating.
It was dominating everybody in this whole studio today. It was
See if it come
it was
off.
something. Now it comes off nice.
That
and
thing was
easy.
on there tight, buddy.
That's right. So this is all about vanilla caramel, natural cream-like smoothness, but without that cream, without being an actual cream liqueur.
Yes.
So this is all about, of course, it leans heavily into that quirky Irish storytelling, and it was about a guy who rode a racehorse with wheels instead of legs, and you see a guy in a chariot and
It's got a very subtle, like very light stout taste to it. For me, like really good, like smooth, like it definitely doesn't smell like a stout. I'll tell you that.
No, that caramel, I think, just really comes through.
The caramel's
beautiful
actually,
caramel. Yeah.
Caramel. Now that I taste it a second time, I definitely taste the caramel more.
Yeah.
Those last, oh God, like they're all really good, but they're so very different.
They're so very different. Yeah. And this Shanky's, you pour this over like ice, and it's almost like a adult root beer float kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And
dangerous.
Also great over vanilla ice cream. Amazing. Put it in your coffee instead of Irish cream. All sorts of.
So these are all. If you walk into to Sherbrooke before Christmas, you just what do you go? I want the Christmas liqueur section, or what?
Yeah, come check the liqueur section. They'll be in. These are all over there. They are all. I think we just sold out at Otwell of the Advocate. Surprisingly today,
You sold out of the app.
or the Advocate. The Bulls,
Advocate.
yeah.
It's already sold out.
Well, just there's more being transferred over there as we speak.
Okay.
We've got a truck going over there. It should be there any moment now. And
When
so you'll
it
see
sells out on December 11th, that's when you know it's good.
Oh gosh, yeah. We are constantly bringing it in, constantly
Like year
bringing
round.
it in. Like year round, but like this
God.
time of year.
This time of year, I
it
can
is,
see,
it's we stock up
like-
early to make sure we have a lot, and we just blew through so much already.
I will say, anybody who's tried eggnog, because I actually had eggnog last night,
There you go.
and I like eggnog, but this, it's not even comparable.
Not
like
even
it
close.
is so much better.
It's unreal. Like I said, I am not an eggnog guy, and
Oh.
I like this.
Yeah. Oh well, it's got it's way richer, looks better.
Yeah,
And I also
over the
this
top.
the apricot and the glava, like these are skankies, like these are all really good. And then if you don't like alcohol, you want the non-alcoholic one, you got the Jafar for you as
Yeah.
well. So
Look at that.
good mix, man. Good mix.
5 bangers today.
All right, so we're up to $800 now.
Okay.
Which is still a steal.
Still
But it's
a
early
steal.
on. We're at the start. But this whiskey tasting package and all the ports and the wines and everything that you're getting, it's fantastic. So it'll have you hosting for events, and then you and 14 friends will have.
That's right.
So there's a total of 15 people to have the whiskey tasting event, and it's going to be spectacular.
It's going to be spectacular. Yeah. Right now, that 800 that is so undervalued.
Yeah, Jason
so-
actually just bid 1,000, so now we're up to
right
1,000.
on,
Okay.
Jason.
So
yeah,
there you
it's
go.
we're climbing. That's perfect. It's really worth every penny. You're gonna
Jason
have an
is
absolute
me.
blast.
So
oh,
I'm
there you
bidding
go.
on it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Every now and then I'm allowed to. I don't bid on many, but I'll be
There
bidding
you
on
go.
this one. So
There you go. There
'cause
you go.
I've been in that tasting room before, man. It's been
Yeah.
unreal. So
Yeah. Super fun.
All right. So there we go. 833-401. Port support. Don't worry. No one else has to bid. That's good. It's good for today. We don't need anything else. Okay. Awesome stuff, man. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Yeah, right on. Thanks.
There you go. That is David Owens from Sherbrooke Liquor, man. Honestly, I never tried any of these before. And these are all really good. If you like some different type of liqueurs for Christmas, people come over, you just serve it over ice. Fantastic. Or even for dessert, put on a little bit of an ice cream. It'll taste great. We'll take a quick break. We'll return. We're going to talk the Red Wings with Anzar Khan. We're going to hear from Chris Knobloch, talk about, I know people are all fired up. Why is Max Jones coming up? I'll explain why I think Max Jones is coming up. We'll see. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Let's get to the Command Sports 1440 update brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. It's getting really cold. Your furnace, man, get an inspection. Make sure it's not going to slow down. Or if you need a new one, no payments, no interest for 1 year at legacyheating.ca.
The Sports 1440 update.
It's game day as Edmonton Oilers looking to bounce back from Tuesday's loss. They host the Red Wings. Puck drop at 7. Pre-game coverage with Andrew Walker and Donovan Paulson gets going at 6 right here on Sports 1440. 12 other games on the ice tonight, including the Maple Leafs hosting the Sharks. The Ducks taking on the Islanders. Got the Devils and Lightning. Canadians in Pittsburgh. Blue Jackets host the Sens. Stars taking on the Wild, and the Canucks up against the Buffalo Sabres. In the NFL, Week 15 kicks off in Tampa. Bucks and Falcons at 6:15. Mike Evans going to return to the lineup in this one for Tampa Bay. In the association, just 4 games: Rockets, Clippers, Celtics, and Milwaukee. Pelicans hosting the Trailblazers, and the Nuggets take on the Kings. And from the majors, closer Robert Suarez has signed a 3-year, $45 million deal with the Braves. He led the National League this season with 40 saves with the Padres. He became a free agent in early November. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll hear another edition of Cam Tate's 2-minute warning, and we'll hear from members of the Oilers. Also, we'll talk some Red Wings with Anzar Khan of M Live. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Now for today's holiday special, Legacy Heating and Cooling saves Christmas. Santa's furnace broke down in the shop last night, and the elves couldn't make any toys, that's right. So Santa called up his pals at Legacy Heating. And ho, ho, ho.
Tough, man.
Right on, thanks.
Here, no payments, interest free. And the elves are working merrily with a brand new furnace from Legacy. Happy holidays from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
He's a winner.
Sweet.
She's a winner too.
Great.
Everyone's a winner during Wish and Win at Wolf GMC Buick. Every single customer is guaranteed at least a $500 bonus with a chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new GMC or Buick. At Wolf GMC Buick, we also have 0% financing up to 84 months on most of our popular SUVs and trucks. And we're clearing out remaining 25s, including cash discounts up to $10,000 on a great selection of Sierra HDs. 90 seconds east of the Henday. Wolf GMC Buick, where everyone wins.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration
how are you?
Takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com.
Connor Halley.
Culligan, water you love.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday. While the merry
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, techniques, skills, and people that know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 3 o'clock, welcome back. Connor Halley in the Christmas spirit today on a Thursday afternoon. Hey, why not? You got Christmas music, you got cold weather, you got hockey. What else? Hey, we got some liqueurs going here. What else? This is complete Christmas for sure. Even Deck and Connor are trying the Advocat right now. I know Deck's a huge eggnog guy. What's your guys' verdict?
I enjoy it. I actually recently became a fan of eggnog and coffee. I highly recommend you throw that in Christmas morning or Christmas, whenever. A little of that I think will be delicious. Deck, you got the mic on now here.
Yeah, all due respect to someone with a more refined palate than me. Not a fan. Didn't like it. Personal preference.
You like the lighter eggnog?
I think what this really boils down to is I am a Miller Lite guy. Like that was delicious for someone who likes alcohol. Oh, 100%. It's not for me personally.
You and Strutty, hey?
You like the light beer? That's all right. I get it.
Mountains are blue, baby.
Okay, you know what? As you have less taste buds, you enjoy more flavor. That's actually true. That's why the kids are more picky at a young age, because they have way more taste buds, and then they slowly kind of go away. And then all of a sudden they can eat more spicy food, or they can eat a little bit more flavorful stuff, and it doesn't have pack as much punch. Because you think about how many guys at a young age, oh, I can't drink Guinness, can't do it. All of a sudden you get to 30 or 40, you're like, oh, I love Guinness, tastes amazing. So just a little bit different time. So it's all good. We are at, and by the way, we got 2 great packages today for the month of giving. We had a good first hour. We have the dinner at Chop Steakhouse. It's your group of 6, and you'll dine with Carius, Laddie Schmid, Eddie Steele, and the Duke, Brandon Douglas. And hey, if the Duke's there and those fellas, a pretty good chance you're doing it on a Friday or Saturday night. It's probably going to extend elsewhere based on the past years. You have loads of fun. 5-course meal, wine pairings, beverages of your choice in the private room. It's a fantastic night. You're going to have a great time. It occurs sometime in the first 6 months of 2026. They make it so it, Kevin will arrange it with you guys to ensure that it's a night that works for you and everybody else, and then you'll have a fantastic time. So, and Brad and his crew at the Chop, they'll take good care of you. So Dan came in at $1,700 for that. We have package number 2, courtesy of Sherbrooke Liquor. This is a whiskey tasting and holiday beverage package. So it starts out, you get a lot of beverages. You're going to get some finest winter beers and ciders free to try at home. You're also going to get the Duke, which is an amazing single malt cream liqueur. It's much more high end than Bailey's, basically, is what it amounts to from Dave from the Anoka Distillery here locally. You'll also get this pre-dinner high end bottle of champagne. You're going to get a bottle of Deep Red, the Ernie Els edition. You're going to get a white bottle, and then you also will get a port for later on, and then you and 14 of your friends, so a group of 15, are going to go to a private whiskey tasting and blending event in Sherbrooke's Tasting Room, which is right at their location, the OG location on St. Albert Trail and 118th Ave. And Bridgeland Distillery will be there. You're going to learn how the whiskey is crafted. You get to taste it all. There's about 5 different whiskeys that you'll try throughout the night, right? But you also get to create your own blend. And Bridgeland will bottle at their distillery with your name and custom blend name on the label. Pretty sweet. Then all of your guests will get a bottle, and you get 3. So do the math. That's another 17 bottles. And so you get the people wondering how long is it going to take? Probably around 3 hours. Depends how much fun you're having. And away you go. So it's great for a group, maybe work party. You want to have it as a couple thing. You want to have it as your men's league team, just a group of friends. It'll be awesome. And that just came up to $1,200 from Scott now at 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 from Scott, which is a steal of a deal right now. So Scott has that at $1,200, and we're up to $1,700 on the dinner with KK Duke and everybody else. Edmonton Oilers, some news and notes as we get to the oil report, brought to you by Go Auto, your one-stop shop. You're looking for a vehicle? They have it. Over 15,000 to choose from, 69 different locations. So somebody's close. You can look online, goauto.ca, and the final location nearest you for a wonderful deal at goauto.ca. The Edmonton Oilers did make some news today. Max Jones has been recalled. I do wonder if the Oilers are going to recall someone else for the road trip. I would think a defenseman's going to come up. They only have 6 right now. Jake Wallman was moved to LTIR. I mentioned that yesterday. I was expecting it to come because they need to free up some cap space. So he'll go to LTIR. Now, it's retroactive to when he got hurt. He would be eligible to return for the Tuesday game in Pittsburgh. That would be 10 games after the Montreal game that he had missed, and it'll be 24 days. So he would be eligible then. He's not going to be ready then, but that's just what I'm saying. So him going to LTIR doesn't mean he's going to miss games that he should be playing. Not at all. So that's what happens with Wallman. The Oilers then moved Clattenburg to IR, which doesn't change much. It just opens up a roster spot. They also moved Rosovic there, which tells me they are likely going to be putting someone else on the roster probably tomorrow, or I guess late as Saturday. We'll see when the announcement comes for that game in Toronto, but expect that by the Oilers with a defenseman, maybe Josh Brown, maybe Leppinen. We'll see. Max Jones is the forward who is being recalled. And I know a lot of people are wondering, why are they not bringing up Howard? Why are they not bringing up Hudson? Here's why. Those guys are playing big minutes in top 6 roles in the American League right now. Why would you bring them up when, A, they might not even play very much, right? They might not even, like, it's not like they were going to call him up and automatically take someone out of the line. Because are you going to take someone on the fourth line out? They don't fit that role, right? Max Jones is a veteran guy, and, it's a little bit of respect. He comes up, Ike Howard got the NHL paycheck for a while. So Jones, even if he doesn't play a game, he gets, although he might be on a one-way, so it might not matter. I'd have to double-check that. I actually think he's on a one-way now that I say that. Cons, you can double-check it, but I think he is. But you know what? Max Jones fits the bill more as a bottom six guy and more likely like a fourth line guy, right? Physical when he wants to be, really good skater, can play 8 minutes a night. So that's why they didn't bring up Hudson. I would assume, talk to Stan Bowman about it, but I'm guessing that's the rationale. Like, if you're going to bring up Quinn Hudson, you're going to want to bring him up when he can play in your top 9. Now, some might say, Gregor, maybe Janmark should go out of the top 9. Okay. I would listen to that argument. I totally would. But Janmark, penalty killer. Right now, he could go down the fourth line for sure, and then someone else comes out, so that would be an option. But I think the coach is kind of being happy. Like, yeah, they didn't play very well against Buffalo, especially in the second period. I think the coach has kind of liked how the team's played here for the last bit. So, Jones might get in a game on the weekend when it's back-to-back and might find himself playing 1 out of the first 5 games on the road trip. So you definitely don't want to bring your young guys up and have them sit here and not play. So I can understand why they would be doing that. Knobloch talked quickly just about, hey, they didn't have it last game. They had it the previous game against Winnipeg and Seattle, and they got up and they stayed up. And needing to have a much better start tonight than they did 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I think that overall in the Buffalo game in the first period, I thought we were did a lot of good things right, but I don't think we had the attack mentality. We didn't give up very much. I thought we had some good opportunities in the offensive zone to take it to the net, and I think we just passed up those those opportunities, and we didn't really generate as much as we should have. I don't think certainly wasn't as good as the start that we had against Winnipeg, but it wasn't bad. And then second period, I didn't think we played well, but in the third period, we really turned it on and just try and get more of that out of our guys.
Yeah, that would be ideal for the Oilers. Has he seen a turn in his team's defensive play and their defensive metrics?
Yeah, I think during our last road trip when we were out east, it was something that we addressed that needed to get better. If we're a good team, no matter how much you're going to score, if you want to be a good team that wins regularly, you have to be defending well, and especially defending the slot area. We pretty good job on, we're one of the teams all season giving up a few shots, but the shots that we do give up are in the slot, and obviously you don't want to give those up, and we have to do a better job protecting the middle of the ice, and it has gotten better, but there's always room for improvement, and I think it got away from us a couple times against Buffalo, but we just want some more layers, protection in the middle to help our goalies, and everything from the perimeter, we expect those to be saved, but the ones in the middle of the ice, that creates a little more difficulty for them.
And lastly, gives an update on Trent Frederick.
Yeah, I saw him today and got 14 stitches, but he's good and he'll play, and probably have a nice little souvenir from it.
Well, we will, it's, hey, it happens. Guys take an errant puck, sometimes take an errant stick. Thankfully, there's no big term damage. You get some stitches and maybe end up with a scar. And, as they say, chicks dig scars, allegedly. Not sure if that's true or not, but it's a great line from a movie. So there you go. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 is our text line. You can text in for our auction, the dinner at Chop is up to $1,700. Our whiskey package currently now up to $1,300 from Dave. 833-401-1440. We'll take a quick break. Ann Sarkhan joins us next. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Mr. Rooter decorates a gingerbread house.
Wow. What did you do here, Mr. Rooter?
Well, we've got a Jube Jube toilet, complete with an icing base wax seal. The main water line is licorice, red for hot, black for cold.
you got your standard marshmallow hot water tank and a candy cane sewer line. And on the outside, candy corn hose pips. Disgusting, but they get the job done.
To have your Yule clogs fixed, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical Team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake, but it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But what's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Hockey talent from across the globe is coming to cameras. The Viking Cup returns for the first time in nearly 20 years, December 28th to January 3rd at the Encana Arena. Witness this elite competition between teams from Canada, the USA, and Europe. See the speed, skill, and intensity of world-class hockey right at home. Fully bet packages are on sale now with adult and student pricing available. Get your tickets before they sell out at vikingcup.ca.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Jason Gregor isn't just a sports guy. He's a community builder with over $3 million raised for local charities. And his Gregor Foundation, he's making a difference on and off the air. Check out Gregor weekday afternoons on Sports 1440.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at cantork.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.326, welcome back. Positive Fridays tomorrow. Today, it's a chilly Thursday, but we're trying to get some positive vibes on the show because it is going to be cold tonight. Minus 33. Outline areas probably closer to minus 36. Yowza. You're in the capital region. Buckle up, get warm. Dress nice if you're going outside. Put on some layers. If you're driving your car, make sure you got a blanket just on the off chance something goes wrong, because last thing you want to do is be frozen sitting on the side of the road. Just because you have a phone doesn't mean that they're going to get to you right away. So there you go. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you. We have two awesome packages today for month of giving. We have our dinner at Chop Steakhouse and Bar. You and 5 guests. So 6 of you will dine with Carius, Steele, Douglas, Laddie Schmid from the Sports 1440 morning show. It's a 5-course dinner, man. Like, it is unreal food at Chop. Whether you like all sorts of different salads, of course, appetizers, seafood, steak, unreal. You know, if you don't like chicken, I don't know who doesn't like steak, but maybe you're not a red meat fan, which is okay. But they got steak, they got seafood, they got chicken. It's awesome. Dessert, amazing. And you'll also have wine pairings and your choice of beverages, cocktails, beers in their private room. So lots of great food and laughs. And the date will occur in the first 6 months of the year. So right now, that's a pretty good bargain, only at the 17 hundo. Mike, we're all helping out the Christmas Bureau, so let's get that up a little bit. Package number 2. This is for those who like to partake, and maybe you like to have an experience, because this is an experience, but also lots of different beverages to take home with you. So the first thing you're going to have is you get a fine selection of winter beers and ciders, right? The Fireside Favorites collection. It's very nice. That's kind of like your holiday hosting starter kit. Then you're going to get the Duke, which is an amazing single malt cream liquor from a Anoka distillery. Like, this is a massive bottle. So think Bailey's, but way better. Then you're going to have this pre-dinner champagne bottle. You also get a very deep Ernie Els Red. You get a white wine. You also get a Port Digestif for after. So some really nice bottles. So all different times you want a big hosting party. You know, maybe at Christmas you have lots of people around. Well, I have lots to offer them. And this is the big one. You're going to have a private whiskey tasting. Just you and 14 of your friends. So it's for 15 people. It's in Sherbrooke's tasting room. It's done by Bridgeland. Now, they have 2 of these a year, and they gave 1 to us. So sometimes it pays to know somebody well. And Dave definitely knows someone, so we love that he donated this from Bridgeland. So Bridgeland comes in. They bring in all 5 different whiskeys for you to try and taste. Meanwhile, you'll get to create your own blend. You and your group. Bridgeland will then take it back to the distillery. They bottle it. Has your name and custom blend name on the label. Pretty awesome. And then everybody gets 1 bottle. Whoever wins this, you get 3. And away you go. Now, if you want to order more on top of that, you definitely can. But that's the minimum of 17 of those bottles that you'll get from that. It's amazing. Plus all the other beers and ciders and single malts and wines and champagne. This is like a smorgasbord of different ones. And it's currently only at 13 hundo right now. Okay. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We are helping out the Christmas Bureau today. Now let's get to Anzar Khan to go in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical. Take action on your savings. Commercial, residential, solar. You been thinking about it? get off the fence. They can help you. Got lots of grants to save you money. They'll help you do it. actionelectrical.net. And longtime beat reporter for the Detroit Red Wings from M Live, Anzar Khan joins us. Anzar, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
Good. Glad to be with you.
Man, you and I have been doing this for almost 20 years now. It's kind of crazy. And the Red Wings for the first 10 years, man, they were dominant. They were, they winning cups and they were in the cup final all the time. And the last 9 years obviously has been the opposite end of it. This season, it looks like, they're coming out. Now, they've teased Red Wing fans before the last few years where they'd won 6 in a row. They got good and then boom, late in the year, they lost 6 and kind of took them out of the playoff race. From what you've seen early this year, why do you think this group is different, that they won't have a late season collapse and just miss the playoffs?
Yeah, there is a different kind of feel to this situation as compared to the last really the last 3 years that they've kind of been in the hunt in February, and they've had terrible marches. They just completely faded down the stretch there. It cost them a playoff spot. But this year, a couple of things. The first is they kind of had a shift in philosophy, I think, at the start of the year. They had 3 rookies make the team, Sandin Pellikka, Emmett Fenny, and Brandsteg Nygaard, who's since been sent back to Grand Rapids and essentially replaced with Nate Danielson. So they've embraced youth more than they have in the past. One of the biggest criticisms about Ken Holland and then even Steve Yzerman his first few years was that, well, they're just not giving the kids a chance. They're having them overripe in the AHL and they keep trotting out these veterans that aren't getting the job done. So they gave some youth a chance, and they've really kind of energized the roster this season, adding some speed, some skill. And I think the other thing too is you look in the East, it's really there's parity. There's a lot more parity than there's been in quite some time. There's not as much difference between first and last. I mean, the Red Wings, for example, 1 week they're out of the playoff picture. Yeah. They're not in the top 8. And then they win a couple of games and all of a sudden they're in first place. And it's been kind of going back and forth like that. I think they're in first place now, or right up there after 3 straight wins. So you don't have that dominance, at least right now. Florida's got those injuries, a couple of other teams in the East dealing with injuries, but nobody's really separated themselves like they have in the past. And that certainly helps.
Yeah. Now, speaking of injuries, Edmondson left last night's game late in the second period. He didn't play in the third. I'm going to guess he's unavailable for tonight. Ansar, any word on if it's long-term, short-term?
No word yet. But yeah, I wouldn't expect him to play. There was no update after last night's game. But they recalled Eric Gustafson from Grand Rapids this morning. So clearly, I don't know if it's precautionary or my guess is it's because Edmonton can't go here tonight, but don't know yet how long he's expected out.
So when he comes out, that's a pretty big loss for them. He's a huge man at 6'6", plays a ton of minutes. How do they going to rejig their pairings, do you think, for tonight?
Good question. You've got they've been kind of alternating on the third pair, Travis Hamonic and Jacob Bernard Docker. You've got. I think what they'll probably do is they'll go back to Ben Sherratt, who'd been Moritz Seider's partner for much of the last couple of years in the top pairing. Put him up there with Seider, put Sherratt with Seider, and then Sandin Pellikka. Probably put a left-hander on with him. Maybe a Hamonic, and then Hansen on the third pairing with Bernard Docker. That would be my guess is how they'll line up. I don't think they'll put Gustafson, and I think he's probably just up as the seventh guy, just in case.
Yeah, because I noticed last night in that third period, a lot of the time Albert Johansson was the guy playing with Mo Sider, but I know it'd been Sherrod, so I wondered, maybe they saw something to say, hey, let's try him. He's only 24 years of age. Like, look, they got four guys: Sider, Johansson, Edvinson, and Pelika, who are all 24 and under. And the future looks bright there. They're also, Ansar, I'm sure you've read. There's lots of stories about, hey, Detroit, if they want to get Quinn Hughes, they've got some really enticing pieces to move. Like, I got to think that Edvinson, now I know it's Quinn Hughes, so maybe he would be there, but I'm guessing Sandin Pelika, who's still a really good player, like that's the guy they'd probably rather move if they had their choice.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see them moving Edvinson. It would seem that if they were to make a move for Quinn Hughes, and there's no question that they'd be interested, and it's just a matter of, does Hughes want to play here, and what it would cost. That Sandin Pelika would be the guy that they could, easily, or not easily, but he would be the one to replace, sort of similar bodies, smaller, skilled, offensive type guys, whereas Edvinson gives them a different dimension with his size, his physicality, and his defensive presence. But with all this Quinn Hughes talk, though, there's no way the Red Wings are going to make any kind of move with him without having an extension in place. And as far as I know, they can't do that until July the 1st.
Right.
So that ain't happening during the season.
Yeah, no, that's probably fair. Although I guess it's like anything, you can talk and get a sense, but it is a risk for sure if you acquire him, before this year's trade deadline. It gets you an extra playoff run, but then there's still not a guarantee it's more than two. Like I would think they'd probably have conversations. I know that you can't officially announce a contract, doesn't mean you can't talk about it, but you're right that there's a little bit of a risk involved there for sure. Looking at the Red Wings up front, they kind of got two duos, Larkin and Raymond, and Kane and DeBrincat together. And since Kane's come back, he's almost a point-a-game guy in the season, 21 and 22. DeBrincat, Larkin, and Raymond are all point-a-game guys. But I do want to talk about Emmett Finney. He had, of course, the 2-goal, 1-assist game against the Edmonton Oilers, and he's played there. He's a great surprise story, 7th-round pick. How has he looked all season for the Wings?
Very a strong preseason training camp, earned the roster spot, much to everyone's surprise right at the start of the season. And not only that, they had him on the top line with Larkin and Raymond. Those guys, they wanted somebody with pace who could keep up with them, somebody who could skate, and he was a very good fit. It has been a very good fit on that top line. But just like any other rookie, he started out strong, had a bit of a lull, kind of up and down, but overall has been a positive, and certainly I think this experience will be good for him and the team moving forward.
Ansar Khan joins us, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, the Red Wings and the Oilers in town. How's Marco Kasper's season going?
Yeah, that's been very puzzling. It's been really bad. The other night in Vancouver, he got his first assist of the season, which is really shocking considering he plays almost exclusively throughout the season on the second line. They thought that he would, kind of solve their dilemma for several years as the second line center slot. He finished so strong last year, the second half of the season, which coincided with Todd McClellan's arrival. His game took off, and there's always that potential for slipping your second season.
Yeah.
But this has gone way beyond that. This has been really quite the slump. I mean, I believe only 3 goals and 1 assist, and he's played every game. Gets some power play time, and plays mostly in the top 6. and it just and they don't fault his effort. He plays hard. He's a guy that likes to go to the net. He goes to the hard areas. He gets physical, and so the effort isn't in question. If it was, he would have been scratched. He would have been, McClellan would have had none of that and would have scratched him. But it's just not going in for him. They can only hope that it kind of follows the same. He struggled also last year, although not to this degree. The first half of the season under Derek Lalonde, it wasn't quite this bad, but it was still a struggle.
Right.
But of course, he was just a rookie, breaking into the league back then, so he expected better this time around. And then he took off in January, so they can only hope that that the same thing happens again.
Yeah, well, it is surprising. Top pick. They had a lot of high hopes for him, but it shows that development is never a positive escalator from year to year. There's lots of dips and valleys, and 3 goals and only 1 assist in 4 games is definitely, he doesn't want to be there. You probably see it in his game, Ansar. Like, he looks like a player who's lacking confidence and probably lacking finish. Now, that can change in the second half. It's happened to lots of different guys. If you look at this Red Wings lineup and, you look at Steve Yzerman and say, okay, what would be the number one need at the trade deadline? If they're going to go and end their 9-year slump of not making the playoffs, what's the most pressing need, do you think, and maybe the most realistic one for them to get before the deadline?
I think they need a top 6 forward, scoring help. I mean, you can make the argument too that they need a top 4 caliber defenseman, a kind of a second pair type D-man, and that would be a legitimate concern as well. But if they could only address one area, I think it's with offense and getting some more support, secondary scoring, because basically for much of the season, they've been carried by 3 guys, Larkin, DeBrincat, and Raymond. Kane missed about 9 or 10 games with an injury, and then took him a little time to kind of get back into it once he returned. So you can add him in there as kind of the 4th guy that's provided offense. And it wasn't until recently that they started getting some more secondary scoring from guys like Van Riemsdyk. Andrew Kopp has picked it up a little bit here. But other than that, they're just not getting much from their bottom 6. And I would say that would be my top priority if I'm the Red Wings.
Awesome, Ansar. Really appreciate it, man. Enjoy the game tonight. Stay warm.
Yep, thank you.
That's Ansar Khan joining us from Detroit. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. We'll hear from Zach Hyman, who's, his game's coming. It's still like it to get to another level. Adam Henrique and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Aloha, Edmonton. It's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
Get ready, Edmonton. Glow Christmas Festival returns to light up the Edmonton Expo Center from December 4th to 31st with dazzling activities for the entire family. Wander the glowing trails, meet Santa in his sleigh, and shop from over 30 local artisans and vendors with handcrafted gifts and holiday treasures, perfect for everyone on your list. Get your tickets and learn more about what's on this season by visiting the calendar of events at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Born from work, built for play. Carhartt's all-new Super Ducks Tech Jackets are built for hard-working people who can't sacrifice mobility for durability. This ultra-tough gear fights off wind, snow, and cold, while full-swing technology flexes with every move and still packs 3M insulation for maximum warmth. Try your new Carhartt Super Ducks at JobSite Workwear. 3 locations in Edmonton and online at jobsiteworkwear.ca.
JobSite Workwear, tough different jobs.
The wrapping paper is coming off. The gift box is opening, and the crowd goes wild.
When they want sports in their stocking, you'll find gifts that score big at St. Albert's Source for Sports. Jerseys and accessories, baseball, bikes, all kinds of skates, and everything on. It's all here, alongside expert advice from pros who know sports. Put the best sports brands under the tree for less with St. Albert's Source for Sports, your source for hockey and the best sports gifts for over 35 years.
Hey, you know winter is really freaking cold, right? So play it smart. Don't get caught freezing in your car with your pants down and no power. At Big Toy Shop right now, lead-acid batteries are just $129. $129 is a great price for a good start. Big Toy Shop. Power up and save some bucks at Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
I'm Saxon, and this is my little sister Goldie. I'm Goldie, and this is my little sister Saxon. Wait a minute. I'm the big sister around here.
And I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and these are my granddaughters. They like to help with the holiday commercials. It's sort of a tradition in our family. And since they moved from Australia to Nashville, we get to see them more than ever.
It's nice to live in the same hemisphere with Grandma and Papa.
That's right, Saxon. And at No Bull, the holidays are all about family. And really, that's what camping is all about, too.
Maybe I should come work for you at your store, Papa. I can make the Goldie cakes.
Maybe in a few years.
Papa says used RVs are way better than new RVs.
That's right, Saxon. You learn quickly. So what do you have to say to all the people listening on the radio?
Happy Christmas to everyone in Canada.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember? Oh.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs. Your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles. Culligan.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.348, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you are having a lovely Thursday. It is game day. Oilers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Cam Talbot back in town. Now Talbot is 3-1-2 against the Oilers in 6 starts since leaving Edmonton. So he's got a .927 actually in those 6 starts. Now he did make one relief appearance that is fairly memorable. The fight, Calgary. That's when he came in. People forget. They pulled Rittich early in the second after the Oilers were up 4-0. And then Talbot skated for 16 minutes in that period. He faced 21 shots, allowed 2 goals, then got in the fight and was kicked out by the third period. So he's technically made 7 appearances, but 6 starts against the Edmonton Oilers since leaving. Todd McClellan didn't have a ton of success as head coach of the Kings against the Oilers. A brief time with Detroit. He is 2-0-1 against the Oilers. We'll look to have the series sweep this year. Oilers lost the season series to Buffalo the other night. They don't want to do that with Detroit. So they would like to get a victory tonight before they head out on, like, the Oilers. This upcoming road trip is the final toughest part of their schedule for the whole year. Starting Saturday, they play 6 games in 9 days in 6 different cities. You're in Toronto and Montreal Saturday, Sunday. Then you're in Pittsburgh Tuesday, Boston Thursday, Minnesota Saturday afternoon. Then you fly home, and then you play Vegas at home on the Sunday. It's 8,300 and change kilometer trip for the Oilers. That's the longest one that they have in a short, that many games. 6 and 9. They do play 6 and 9 in January, but 3 of those games are at home. So, obviously some a little bit less travel. We shall see. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. That's our text line today. And I always appreciate your patience during the month of giving. I know you know what, it's important to help others, so that's why we have started it. And we might be at $1.7 million raised when we're done this year. So if we have a good year, we're pretty close. We're on pace. We're having a good start. So let's keep it up today. Right now, a little undervalued, but we're not even halfway through. So away we go. We got $1,700 for our dinner package at Chop Steakhouse. 2 locations. You choose where you want to have it, at Ellerslie or downtown. It's your group of 6, along with Carius, Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Laddie Schmid from the morning show. You're going to have a 5-course dinner, wine pairings, all the beverages of your choice in their private room. And it'll be any time in the first 6 months of 2026. So you have lots of time to book a deer. Lots of great stories. Those guys had an unreal time last year. I was talking to the Duke, and they ended up, they started out for dinner, and then they went out for the whole night afterwards and had a great time. So you'll have a blast in that. It's pretty bargainish right now at only $1,700. So we'll get that one up, 833-401-1440. Mike has that at $1,700. Package number 2. Very unique package, courtesy of our friends at Sherbrooke Liquor. It's got all the things you want to try. So you're going to start out with your holiday hosting starter kit. You're going to get some winter beers and 2 great ciders. I'd say have that. Maybe people come over, hey, you want to try this? Try that. Great. Then you're going to get the what's called the Duke, which is really a high-end bottle of Bailey's, basically. Just much better. It's the amazing single malt cream liquor from Anoka Distillery, local. You also get the big bottle of pre-dinner champagne. You get a big bottle of red, a big bottle of white wine. You also get a Port Digestif. The red, by the way, is the one of the Ernie L's bottles. I actually forgot what the white wine was when Dave told me earlier, but it's high-end bottle, as he was saying. Very beautiful, flavorful, tasty. And then, so those are all the things you'll have, for many nights. But now is the big part. Now, this is something you just can't go out and get, because Bridgeland Distillery does this 2 times a year for different events, and they've given out one of us. And this is for a group of 15 people. So you and 14 friends, coworkers, teammates, family, couples, I don't care. You pick what you want. You're going to have it at Sherbrooke's Tasting Room, which is at the original location. It's a fantastic room. And it's going to be hosted by Bridgeland Distillery. So they'll come in, they'll bring you 6 different whiskeys. You get to try them all, but you're going to learn how whiskey is crafted, taste through all the different components. You're going to create your own custom blend, and then Bridgeland will bottle it back at the distillery with your name and your custom blend name on the label. All of your guests get a bottle, and you get 3. So it's a fantastic package. I actually am going to bid. I'm up to $1,400. I love this package. So I'm in on this one. You know what, guys? How about you just no one else bid? That'd be great. So I'll take it at 14. We'll call it even. 833-401-1440. I'm kidding somewhat. So there you have it. 833-401-1440. And also, this just coming in. We're going to do this for Ben Stelter today. One of our listeners said, hey, you guys did the last game. So he donated us his drink rail tickets to the game. So we'll do it very easy. It's kind of like a fun little draw. Your odds are you can go to the game for 100 bones. 833-401-1440. So you text in if you want to make a $100 donation. I send you a link. Away we go. We'll do 3 or 4 names. Cons, what are you feeling today?
4.
Oh, geez. No hesitation there from Cons. He yelled it out. It's powerful. All right. So you want to go to the game tonight? 2 tickets. Can you go to any order game for $100? No, I can't. So it's a pretty good deal. And we're helping out the Ben Stelter Foundation, which is obviously a fantastic foundation. And I think it touched many Edmontonians and families. So if you want in for 100, 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Just send in your name, say I'm in for 100, and then we will send you the link, and you can rock and roll. So it's very good. Let's hear from Zach Hyman now before we get to the top of the hour. He just talked about this homestand. You have a chance with the win to make it a very successful homestand. Otherwise, it's just average. And, are there certain games where you look at things a little bit different, maybe?
Yeah. Obviously, you want to take advantage of your home games, take advantage of teams that are on back-to-backs. So I think our game is coming of late, obviously. Sleepy first 2 periods last game, but good third. So building off of that, coming in tonight will be important.
Was there anything said during the second intermission last game, or was it just a collective awakening that we need to be better?
Yeah, I don't think it was any big speech, just that we know we're capable of coming back. We know we can score 3 goals in a period, and I think weren't satisfied with how we played to that point, so it was time to wake up, and I thought obviously scoring the first shift helps, and then kind of got our game going from there.
Yeah, it's very true. You're not always going to have a big rah-rah speech because, like anything, you're limited in how many of those that you have. So 833-401-1440. Darren came in at 1,500, and now Scott is in for 1,600. Okay? 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. And you know what? Cons, Mark just offered us. So we'll do what we did on Tuesday. You're going to get your odds just went up, actually, because we're going to get the second pair, and we'll just do 5 entries. So we'll have 2 pairs of tickets. And so then you got even better odds. So I already have BK's in at 100. Greater Man Jay is in. So you got
Kyle too.
Kyle too. So we only have 2 spots left. If you want in for the, you got 2 chances to win. 2 chances to win. 833-401-1440. We'll take a quick break. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. When you're on the road together and they say we, they mean it. From tires, wheels, oil changes to vehicle repairs, visit fountaintire.com. Find out more. They'll keep you safe.
The Sports 1440 update.
13 games on the ice tonight in the NHL, including the Oilers hosting the Red Wings down at Rogers Place. Puck drop 7 o'clock. We've got pregame coverage for you with Andrew Walker. 6 o'clock here on Sports 1440. Elsewhere, Canucks will host the Sabres. The Abs take on the Panthers. Stars and Wildcards up against the Blues. Sens in Columbus. Penguins will host the Canadians. The Flyers taking on the Golden Knights. And the Maple Leafs hosting San Jose. In the NFL, Week 15 kicks off with an NFC South matchup. Bucks and the Falcons from Tampa Bay. Gets going at 6:15 in the association. 4 games tonight. Kings host the Nuggets. Trailblazers up against New Orleans. Bucks host the Celtics. And it's the Clippers taking on the Rockets. From the majors, closer Robert Suarez has signed a 3-year, $45 million contract with the Braves. He led the NL in saves this past season with 40 in San Diego. Coming up in hour number 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will ask 5 questions. We'll also talk some fantasy football with Real Talk Ralph from SiriusXM, and we'll be joined by Evan Wall, talk some Colorado Avalanche. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, the Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Your New Year's Eve plans just got a major upgrade. On the Rocks is throwing the ultimate party to launch you into the new year with a bang. The legendary Tall Boy is hitting the stage live, providing the soundtrack for an unforgettable night. A 3-course dinner is available to kick things off before the main party starts. This is how you celebrate New Year's Eve. Dinner and party tickets are available now. Book your spot online at ontherocksyeg.com.
Hold up. Are you pulling my beard? Booster Juice has 2 new booster balls for the holidays this year.
That's right, Santa. The Eggnog Booster Ball and Caramel Pecan Pie Booster Ball are 2 new flavors to put some extra jingle in your step. So are you a pie guy, Santa, or a nog guy?
Both!
Good call. That's extra jolly. Happy holidays from your friends at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake, but it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But what's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada, prices exclude delivery.
If you're selling a vehicle, Sherwood Honda really wants to get your goat. We mean greatest offer of all time. Consign with Sherwood Honda, and they can sell your vehicle for you. All breeds, makes, and models, not just Hondas. You can let Sherwood Honda lock horns with those tough negotiators, and you'll reach the interested buyers that flock to Sherwood Honda every day. Sherwood Honda's the goat of selling vehicles, including yours. So someone Sherwood...
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
We continue on a lovely Thursday. Well, lovely is, I guess, probably a little bit of hyperbole, unless you really love the super cold weather. But it's a little brisk, shall we say? I think brisk would be a polite word to use at this stage of the weather day. It was minus 24 when I got in, so I know it's only getting colder. So take your time. Give the vehicle a little TLC on your way home, but now is not the time you want to even bump into anybody. Man, you get fiberglass. It's brutal. Cons, you ever been in a car accident?
Yeah, I got hit going to the, at the time, Eskimos season wrap-up presser.
This year?
No, like 5 years ago.
How bad?
I rode off the car.
Oh.
Yeah, had some neck pain, but yeah, just T-boned.
Oh, you got T-boned through an intersection?
Somebody was waved through when they shouldn't have been, and I paid the price, yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, it's a stressful time.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it was summer, so
yeah,
it wasn't as bad.
Wasn't as bad, right? But you're not freezing. But still, it's not ideal.
Yeah, it's kind of shakes you up for sure.
Mm-hmm. No, that is fair. That's totally fair. So hopefully, any of our listeners, I hope you avoid the fender bender season, shall we call, which seems to happen a little bit with the roads get slick or not. I think we got all 5 of our guys in: Kyle, Tony, Daryl, BK, and Greater Man Jay, I think, are all in. And Darren is up to 1,800 now for our whiskey package, courtesy of Sherbrooke Liquor. It is an unreal whiskey tasting for you and 14 friends in their private dining. Bridgeland Distilleries, they're going to bring all these whiskeys. So you try these whiskeys, but it's way more than that. And that's what, to me, makes it so awesome is this is something you just can't go out and buy. You get to learn the whole whiskey, how it's crafted. You taste through the components, and then you create your own blend. Obviously, they'll give you some advice, right? It's not like, come in there, hey, let's throw this and that. You're mixing it in. It's not the Slurpee machine, right? You're just mixing in different kinds. Like there's a little bit of a science to it, but you'll create your own blend, and then they go and bottle it. And when they bring it back, your name and custom blend name are on the label. Pretty awesome. How many people can have that? So that's just part of it. You'll get a bottle. You'll get 3, actually, and all of your guests will get 1. We're also going to have the Duke, the amazing single malt liqueur from Anoka Distillery. This is kind of part of your holiday hosting starter kit. So you get the liqueur, which is basically like Bailey's, but better. Then you're getting a huge pre-dinner champagne bottle. You get an Ernie Els red and a white and a Port Digestive. Then you're also getting some 4 of the finest winter beers and 2 great ciders as well to try. So that's all the whole package. And currently that's at $1,800. So, I like to get to face value, and then anything on tap is out of bonus. So we're not there yet, but it's good. The other package today currently at $1,700 for Mike. A little bit of a bargain, but we're just over halfway through the show. So you're going to dine at Chop Steakhouse. Unbelievable. Like if you like steak or seafood or pasta or beer or wine, they got it all. Cocktails, amazing. Dessert, awesome. And salads, everything else. There's going to be 6 of you, your group of 6. You'll dine with Eddie Steele, Ladislav Schmid, former pro hockey player, former pro CFL player, then Brandon Douglas, Kevin Carius, former pro farmers. Right? It's pretty good. Current professional men's leaguers. Pretty good stories. But no, honestly, you'll have lots of fun. And I can tell you the group that did this last year, they went out, they booked it on a Saturday night. They had the dinner, and then it went from dinner to a big evening. Now you had a great time. So you'll have loads of friends. So there you go. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. And we actually, there's a miscommunication. So we actually have 1 spot left for the 100. If you want to get in, it's basically you donate $100 and you get your chance at 2 sets of tickets, right? So you got a 40% chance to win. Not bad. And make a $100 donation to the Ben Stelter Foundation. So 833-401-1440 if you want in on that. We got 2 pairs of tickets for tonight's game. We got 1 more slot, and then we will do the draw. Now, let's talk some more hockey. Of course, the Oilers playing on later tonight. But also for many of you, you would argue that, it's just a regular season NHL game. But for Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, many others, this fantasy football playoffs. This is where it begins. You made all the right or maybe some wrong decisions all year long. But this is the time that doesn't matter. All you got to do is make the right decision for this week. As we get to our football report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter. LegacyHeating.ca. Host of Roto Baller Radio weekday mornings on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio. Real Talk. Raph joins us. Raph, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing well today. How about you? Happy holidays.
Well, yeah, happy holidays. And hey, it's this is the big time for fantasy players. You play all year long. Maybe you make some trades. Maybe you don't make some trades. You try to get through it unscathed with injuries, and now you're into the playoffs. And this is like, you've done this a long time. It's what you do. But what's one of the most common mistakes that people make in playoffs when they're setting their lineup?
Oh, my goodness. There are a lot. I mean, we're all just human, but overthinking things could really lead to the wrong decision-making. Obviously, surviving the injuries and kind of the inconsistencies we've seen with some players is always great. So if you're at this point, you're in the playoffs, you're feeling good about your roster, don't start swapping out speculative plays for secure starters, for guys that have helped you get there. We have guys like Mike Evans returning tonight, a lot of sit-start questions. Is he going to get enough targets? You have to roll your studs. You're better off losing, if you're going to lose, with your studs than with a speculative start-sit decision that probably will not get you to where you want to go.
Okay. So you look at matchups, and matchups are key. So, like there's the obvious ones, like, you're playing Josh Allen. You're never not playing Josh Allen. So let's, we don't have to start with those ones. Is there a core, like if somebody's, you don't have one of the top 8-10 quarterbacks, is there a matchup of another quarterback you look and say, hey, I quite like this guy? And I'm assuming, like, if you want to include Phillip Rivers, go ahead.
We're not going to rank Phillip Rivers into that pivot play. Maybe if you're in a 2-quarterback league, one of those super flex formats, and it's deep, I would say even then that would be speculative. No teams on bye this week, so we have the full assortment. Look, there are teams suffering with Lamar Jackson ineffectiveness. Jalen Hurts pooed the bed last week for fantasy gamers. But then you start to look at the Brock Purdy's of the world, Trevor Lawrence. These guys are playing better football. These are pivots you could possibly get yourself into. There are, of course, other guys, J.J. McCarthy with a pretty good week last week. But I think, again, when you're outside of that top 10, top 12, and you look at like the Rotoballer rankings for the week, you're going to see names there that probably would have been ranked higher 4 or 5 weeks ago, like Jacoby Brissett, but he's got a tough matchup at Houston. So you don't want to go there. You can expect J.J. McCarthy to be in a shootout at Dallas. I mean, that's likely. So if you need a speculative start, he's only QB 15 in our rankings, but he could be a pivot for some fantasy gamers.
Okay. Are there any, let's go at running backs. Is there a running back that you're leery of this week and why?
Oh, there are so many of them. If you're not talking about the superstars, and we could kind of step back from there, because like you said, no one's going to sit big name players. There are some guys that have been a little Jekyll and Hyde. So, for example, the Kenneth Walkers of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Will he have a big workload? Will he score a touchdown? Who the heck knows? He's going to split work with Zach Charbonnet. Then there's other things like Tamani Vidal had been doing some great work, but we saw last week Omari and Hampton return. Both of them split some time. It's hard to know who's going to get the lion's share, but they're at Kansas City, which is inherently going to be a tough matchup. So for sure, I am worried about those kinds of plays this week.
Yeah, you look at it, like there's certain defenses right now that you're like, man, I want to, like if you're Arizona and, you've got like obviously you're going to play McBride no matter what, because he's going to get targets. But would you shy away even maybe from Jacoby Brissett's been a really good fantasy football player, but it's Houston. Where do you come out on Brissett this week?
Yeah, I think you kind of have to temper your expectations there. We have Brissett way down in the rankings. It doesn't mean that perhaps like Michael Wilson, for example, wouldn't get a whole lot of targets. I don't think we can expect 30 some odd fantasy points like we've seen in a couple of contests. But realistically, it's probably not the week you want to bank on Brissett. Brissett could have never been the starter all year long. He was a streaming option that developed into a consistent play for a bunch of weeks. We have a lot of those guys rotating in and out of the lineup throughout the season. The key to this game is not to get stuck on streamers that aren't performing any longer. And it's not that he's a bad quarterback. It's that it's a tough matchup, and there's been some inconsistency the last week or so. So I would say if you can avoid Jacoby Brissett at Houston, probably better. I don't see a big shootout coming here. On the other side, though, you have C.J. Stroud, who seems to be kind of building momentum, and this seems to be a more favorable matchup for him.
What about the Bills, outside of Josh Allen, and I guess maybe Cook? Cook's obviously a starter. Do you like any of the receivers against the Patriots? You just shy away from the Bills?
The short answer is no. They have not done a good job in giving fantasy gamers good wide receiving options. You had Dalton Kincaid that we thought maybe was having a rebound earlier in the season, then he missed some time. It's really the Josh Allen, James Cook show. The team goes as they go. And so even in the sense that sometimes the defense coughs up some points, they're never in these shootouts where you could look at one receiver and say, that's the guy. Really, ever since halfway through Stephon Diggs' last year there in Buffalo, it's not been anything we can bank on. Khalil Shakir would be the only guy that perhaps, of course, if you have him in a 12-team fantasy league, you'll probably start him. But it's no one I'm going to go out there and, go out of my way to tout as a superstar here in the receiving corps for the Bills.
We got a few texts coming in, 833-401-1440. Guys, don't laugh, but these are my options at tight end. Dalton Schultz or Hunter Henry.
Well, it's not a laughing matter when you get to that point. If you're looking straight up at the Rotoballer rankings, which I like to do in these cases, I often refer people there. We have Dalton Kincaid at 7, tight end 7 for the week, and Dalton Schultz way down at tight end 17. The healthier the Houston receiving core has gotten, the less Dalton Schultz has been relied upon. And you just kind of pivoted away from that discussion about the top receiver in Buffalo. Dalton Kincaid, on paper, may be that guy. And at New England, New England's playing good defense, but they do give up some fantasy points to tight ends. So I would say Dalton Kincaid in this case.
Now, it was Schultz and Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's in New England.
Oh,
Where's
sorry.
Henry? Schultz is 17. Where was Henry listed?
Henry at 11 is still a little bit
still
better here. And, we got into a situation with Henry where he's had some big games. So I'd go ahead and start Henry here.
There's like the New Orleans Saints are a bad team, and I never see people talk about them, but I look at every stats, and I have them in one of my leagues. Like Chris Olave, it might be that like having a really good quiet year is Mr. Reliable in a PPR league if you have him as a receiver.
Yeah, low-key, a big bounce-back season with very poor or shall we say unproven quarterbacking. So Olave has been a stud. We have him at WR14 in PPR formats this week, which is right between that Jameson Williams, Terry McLaurin, Tedero, McMillan range. You absolutely are playing Chris Olave. You're not thinking twice about it. Carolina is not some kind of shutdown defense. You're going to battle with Olave this week for sure.
There are a few like how much stock do you put in the injury report at this time? And you're just like, okay, the guy's sitting there, but then a lot of these guys end up Sunday morning. Yeah, they're active, right? So how much stock do you put into it this time?
That's a great question. I think there's two things here. It's team by team context. First of all, I hate to say this. I'm an industry guy, but I tend to not listen to beat reporters too much about injury stuff. A couple of weeks ago, we had the return of Bucky Irving. We heard the coaching staff in Tampa allegedly talking about they're going to ease him in. Next thing you know, 19 opportunities, nice big fantasy week. And, I hate to go back to the Bucs. I'm feeling like that about Mike Evans a little bit this week. People are questioning how many snaps he'll get, how many targets he'll get. Once it gets into the game flow, if they need him, they're going to use him. So in short, if the player is active and very clearly active, not like game time decision active, if he's active, you're going to go ahead and ignore what was maybe an injury situation earlier in the week. It's a tough thing to call, guys, but you probably lean towards starting the player if they're performing well, and it's just a matter of getting them off the injury report.
This is an interesting question because you got some guys who are banged up, some guys who are coming back. Tyler asks, you got Mike Evans, Watson in Green Bay, and Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants. Who do you like?
Oh, it's a great question. Christian Watson was paid about $8 million, I believe, in the offseason when he barely did anything last year and was injured coming into the season. And a lot of us fantasy analysts and others scratched our head why. Now we remember why. Christian Watson has really reemerged as the top receiving target there in Green Bay. Jordan Love understands it. He's 6'4". He's fast, maybe 6'3". Nevertheless, that's the guy. I really think Mike Evans will have a decent day. I think he'll be used more than people expect. But you cannot ignore the fact that Christian Watson has emerged as the top receiving option in Green Bay and has produced for fantasy gamers for at least the last 3-4 weeks now. So you start him, you don't think twice about it.
Okay. I can now. This one's for me personally. I got both of them. They're playing each other. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, full PPR.
Well, Joe Burrow is all of a sudden contemplating his career. But in this case, Lamar Jackson has been a little bit underwhelming of late.
Yes.
And I would say, for me, I actually got knocked out of a guillotine league earlier in the season on Lamar Jackson bust week. Let's not get into that. So I'm a little emotional. But we actually have Joe Burrow ranked above him. We have Joe Burrow at QB4 this week, Lamar Jackson at QB7. We know Cincinnati's a turnstile against the run.
Yes.
So if we were talking about, what Derrick Henry's going to do, well, that's a top-tier guy. But probably Joe Burrow right now is more trustworthy than Lamar Jackson, who's been playing banged up, frankly.
Yeah, well, no, I think he is. It's it's brutal that I don't know why, but the fact that I watched the game and they're going to play each other, it's going to be the worst. And I'm like, I'll pick one, and then the other guy is going to play better. That's just kind of how I see it unfolding. But I was curious. So everybody's saying Joe Burrow. So, I will have to see. I can understand. It's just if Lamar ever runs, that's the advantage. But he hasn't been running, so
he hasn't been running. Derrick Henry should handle a huge workload here. If the game flow goes, the game script goes as it is, The Ravens should control it with the run, and it should be a lot of Derrick Henry. They shouldn't have to utilize Lamar Jackson in the run. Let's put it that way.
This one comes in from Steve. Hey, guys, for my flex position PPR, Jalen Warren, DK Metcalf, Jameson Williams.
Wow. Nice options. DK Metcalf would probably be the last guy I ranked there. I would say Jameson Williams. We still like Jameson Williams. I know he's had a couple of off weeks, but we have him at WR13 in PPR, which is right in front of Chris Olave this week. It's at the Rams. This game has a pretty high total for Vegas. We're going to go with the shootout potential here, and I'm going to roll Jameson Williams out of that group.
Now, does part of that, when you guys come up with your rankings, do you look and say, man, Detroit's defense is so banged up right now, and the Rams' offense is great, that Detroit might just have to throw the ball a ton? I know they got Jamar Gibbs and everything there, but they'll be like, man, they're going to have to match the Rams, because the Rams, I think, are going to be passing all over. Like, I could see dressing 3 of the Rams receivers in fantasy this week, because the Lions' secondary is so beat up.
Yeah, it's absolutely the case. I think in general, first of all, yes, all of that is taken into account. We don't just rank out of thin air, and clearly a lot of factors go into it. When you look at what the expected game script will be, this should be a higher scoring matchup. We know the Rams have played good defense for a lot of the year, but they've also given up a lot of points and been in some shootouts. So Vegas has this at over 50, well over 50. The total, in some sports books approaching 55, and that's partially because the defense banged up there. I would just say this: you're going to have to keep up in scoring on both sides. It's going to be Jameson Williams will have plenty of opportunities, probably at least 7 or 8 targets in this contest. That's the way I project it anyway.
Looking at what do you make of Jefferson's season this year? Because people are like, I'm actually contemplating sitting him. Not me. I don't have him in my league, but we got a lot of texters. What do you make of Jefferson, and how much of a risk is he in the playoffs?
He's a pretty big risk, and he's been one of the biggest first-round non-injury busts. Look, you cannot get over the fact that Justin Jefferson should be much better than this. But look at the last few weeks. He's been putrid. There's no fantasy value. 3 points in PPR, 2 and change, 8 and change, even 11 and 7. These are performances that you laugh at. Those are waiver wire, below replacement level type of receiving options. Do you bench Jefferson at this point in the season with a potential shootout at Dallas? Probably not. But at the same time, are you even in the fantasy playoffs if you've been starting Justin Jefferson and hoping for great things? I'm not sure. I will say this. I personally would still roll Justin Jefferson, but it is not a situation that I feel great about. Not at all.
Where do you guys have Drake May going up against Buffalo's defense? Where is he in the quarterback rankings this week?
Well, I think that Drake May's had a very nice season for himself. He is the number 2 quarterback ranked for Week 15 at Rotoballer for many reasons. And it's crazy that they get the job done without really some prime receiving options. Stephon Diggs has been great for some parts of the season and then disappeared in others. But Drake May always finds a way to get it done. He's a guy that could do it all, even a little bit with the legs. So, yeah, QB2 on the week, right behind, ironically, Josh Allen, who's ranked QB1 on the week.
Who is your surprise starter that you're like, hey, guys, this is somebody to watch for this week in playoffs?
There are so many. I mean, you could actually look at guys in like the tight end department as well. I think there have been some pretty good players that have been, shall we say, inconsistent of late. But the A.J. Barners of the world, the Harold Fannin Juniors of the world, these are guys that, sneakily could get you a whole bunch of fantasy points. And depending on who you're already starting at tight end, it's really just a core of a few guys at the very top that are elite. And then the rest of the league is just streaming and dreaming and hoping for the best. So I would try to get myself into an upside tight end play if you're not already rolling out, a George Kittle or Brock Bowers. And really that's where you'd get an edge in some of your leagues.
The interesting game of the week, well, not interesting, but Washington's 3-10, the Giants are 2-11. They're both being terrible.
Yeah.
Is there anybody on either team that you like, right? Like, I don't even think you can trust any Washington running back at this point, and I'm not even sure about the Giants. But is there anyone you look and say, man, this guy and that? Because somebody's got to get some points, unless we think it's going to be very low scoring.
I think Jackson Dart is the guy there, if I'm being honest. You could take a shot on Theo Johnson, but I wouldn't do that in deeper, unless you're in super deep leagues or ones that start multiple tight ends. But Chris Rodriguez just came off the injury report or is looking like he's trending in the right direction. The Giants are allowing a tremendous amount of fantasy points per week to running backs, number 2 actually behind the Bengals. So I would actually say you could take a flyer on Chris Rodriguez. That should be a 9-10 fantasy point floor. And if he scores a touchdown, you could get easily into the 13, 14, 15-point range. So I would say Chris Rodriguez would be the flyer there.
Chris Rodriguez. Raph, thanks so much, man, for this. Really appreciate it. How many leagues you in?
Oh, I'm in about 7 leagues, season long. Lots of other things going on with props and DFS. But I got to say, I was bit very hard by multiple injury bugs this year. So only one team in the playoffs. I'm sad to admit that. It's probably my worst year in about the last 10. But I hope everyone who's in the fantasy playoffs doesn't get any bad beats this week. Wishing everyone the best. And yeah. Feel free to check out the rankings at Rotoballer. You know what to do, and we'll try to help you out there.
Awesome. Thanks, Raph. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
There you go. There's Raph from Rotoballer. So we had a lot of questions. Drake May number 2. Yeah, I think he's a no-brainer to start him at this point. I know, guys, what's the guy? You have to go Joe Burrow. Well, it depends. Certain rankings, CBS actually has Jackson ranked higher than Joe Burrow. And Jackson did have 25 points last week in PPR. Right, if you're going on a 6-touchdown PPR, if it's a 4-point PPR, then be a touchdown, be a little bit different. But you got to remember, the Bengals defense is one of the worst defenses in the league. And like, are they going to slow down Lamar 2 times in 3 weeks, Cons? That's that's a challenge. Like, I look at Cincinnati's, they can't defend the run to save their life. Now I know that Derrick Henry could go off, but if there was ever a game for Lamar to run, that's the game. That's the game. So, and Baltimore needs a win, right? Like, make no mistake about it. They need a win, right? Because they lost to Pittsburgh last week. So they if they want to win, they can't really afford to lose. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Quick break. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley will update you on the giving. Also, we have 1 slot left. We were only taking 5 today. Them the best odds. Usually take 5 for 1 pair of seats. We have 2 pair of seats, and we're just doing 5. It's Christmas, so give you much better odds, 40%. If you want in, $100 goes to the Ben Stelter Foundation. Then you get in the draw. We got 2 pairs of tickets. We'll draw the names out, and 2 people out of the 5 will be going to the game tonight. So 1 spot left. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440.
I'm Gene Principe, bringing season's heatings from Legacy Heating and Cooling. For Yuletide comfort you'll love this Christmas. You should. Call Legacy, call Legacy. There's no better way to fix your furnace. You just... Call Legacy. They're professional, never rude, Dolph. You should. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Plus, no interest and no principal payments for 1 year when you buy with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Oodle Noodle origins. In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudell, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the New World. At Ellis Island, Nudell was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as Oodle Noodle.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more, up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. Don't wait for the crowds. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
All my friends are eating steak, it's slow.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and you can play, score, and win every game. See more at ontherocks.yeg.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
How do you say it again? 4:30. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. How you doing? We'll update you on our month of giving in a moment. We got 2 great packages and helping out the Christmas Bureau. Also looking for one more donor for $100 to get on the draw for the tickets tonight. Only $100. 833-401-1440. You'll have a one and actually 40% chance because there'll be 5 entries and 2 people will win. Can't win twice, can only win once. Now, speaking of winning a lot, let's go there. We'll touch to our big guest of the day, brought to you by Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment. Where? New Year's Eve. If you're looking for fun, guess what? Brett Kissel. He'll be on stage ringing in the new year. He's actually coming back to Edmonton on tour. Be playing at Rogers here coming up in the new year, and also making a new album. So you can ring in the new year, Silent Ice Center with Kissel. There was one thing I can guarantee: he'll be wearing a cowboy hat, 100%. Lock that down. I could see the Duke going there, eh, Con Man, wearing his tight jeans. Whew. Be all over that. Be a fun time for the Duke. No question. Now, speaking of fun time, if you are a member of the Colorado Avalanche, they have gotten off to quite the start this season. 21 wins, 2 losses, 7 overtime losses. The only question you have, and the good news is it's not going to matter, but the only question you have is why can't they win in the shootout? They're 0-4. It's kind of mind-blowing, really. When you think about it, 4 of their losses have come in the shootout. They've yet to win one. Very strange. Evan Roal joins us, a beat reporter from the Denver Gazette. And Evan, any great insight as to the struggles? It's like the only area, and I'm saying this somewhat tongue in cheek, that the Avs struggle in is the shootout.
No, I don't. It's weird. They're the highest scoring team in the AHL, and that they can't score in a shootout with all the talent that they have. It's just a very bizarre situation. And there's no real way of explaining it because, I mean, teams don't really practice the shootout. So I don't know, how to get better at it, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense that a guy like Nathan McKinnon and Martin Netchus, those guys can't score on a shootout. Just doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't at all. It's when I saw that stat, I'm like, what's going on here? So it's it is weird, but the Avs are obviously off to an amazing start. Nathan McKinnon is shredding the league with 51 points in 30 games. Netchus has 41. Cale Makar has 36. Arturi Lehkonen, like they got 5 guys already in double digits in goals with Lehkonen and Brock Nelson, each with 11. Nichushkin has 7 and 22, so he's kind of on pace for double digits as well. Like everything has gone well and gone right for this team. Why is everything working so much better this year?
Well, I think they are still heavily motivated about how last season ended. Like, I don't think that has sat well with them at all. So I just go back to that locker room afterwards and you hear, I think, what did Nathan McKinnon say? He's like, well, they didn't have their best defenseman and we still couldn't beat them. Like, I think they were really frustrated with how it ended, and they took that to heart, and they have come out this season. They had their captain back at the start of the year, which helped, but they were mostly healthy at the start of the year, which has been an issue for them. And they came to camp committed. They've been grinding away since day one, and it's been very business-like approach all year long, and it hasn't slowed down at all. They're very committed. Like they are taking this very seriously, that they want to do this all year long, and they're not going to take any days off here. So it's been impressive because even in their bad games, like the other night against Nashville, I didn't think they played great. They still almost had 40 shots. Like they can just produce shots like it's nothing. So they're in any game any game they play, they're going to have a chance to win just because they have the offense and to break things through. So it's been impressive, and they are a heavily motivated group.
The ageless wonder, Brett Burns, comes in. He's got 4 goals. He's got 15 points. He's plus 13. He's playing 1945 a night. The guy's almost played 1,000 consecutive games. He's 40 years of age. Like I know that Colorado liked him, but he's got to have exceeded their expectations on how well he's played and how well he's fit into that team.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a little bit, but also I think it's been a perfect situation for him too, because he doesn't have to be the guy here. He doesn't have to be a top pairing guy at all. He can just be the guy behind Cale Makar and Devon Taves, which is what he kind of needs to be at this point. And you can see why he's still playing in the league at age 40. He's very efficient with his movement. He doesn't, he's not running around out there. He's not rushing up the ice like he probably was 10 years ago. He understands who he is at this point in his career, and he's bought into that. And he's been very effective for them at even strength, and he's been a huge part of their penalty kill. Like, they wanted to take some minutes away from Makar on the penalty kill just to kind of keep him fresh, and Brent Burns has allowed them to do that. So it's been a great fit. And he's also, when you have guys like Landeskog, Lehkonen, and Nichushkin that go to the net all the time, a guy like Brent Burns is really going to help, because he's just a guy who's just going to fire it whenever he gets the chance to. So he's been a great fit, and so far so good. We'll see how this goes. At the age of 40, you never know how he kind of slows down the years go, but it's been great so far.
I look at their, the makeup of their team. Obviously, you got Cale Makar, and you got Devon Taves, and you got Burns, and you got Josh Manson. Now, Sammy Girard's missed half the season. He has come back now and played. Has played the 15 games, and then they got Sam Malinsky. I look at their defense, and to me, that's the obvious place that they would want to upgrade just to get a little bit more size. I don't know if you're going to play Girard and Malinsky in your top 6 in the playoffs.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that I think at the start of the year, I would have said Malinsky's kind of the trade bait there. If they wanted to go get another defenseman, that they would kind of swap him out for a bigger guy, just because he's a pending UFA. But he's had an awesome year. Like, he's been spectacular, and he's outplayed Girard when they've both been in the lineup. And Girard's been having issues just staying healthy, and when he's been in there, he's been pretty inconsistent. So it's kind of complicated matters, and it also complicates because now they have 4 right-handed shots. They're playing a guy on the offside. So I tend to agree that they are not going to want to address both of those guys in the playoffs, because it's teams are just moving away from having 2 small defensemen in their lineup when the playoffs run around. So I do think it's an area they're going to look to potentially improve. I just don't know if they would scratch one of those guys or how it would work. I do think they would want to add a big left-handed shooting defenseman just because they have so many right shot guys. So I agree.
Yeah, and you look at it, and the funny thing is Girard is one of those guys, but when they won the Cup, he only played 7 games, right? And they won the Cup. They had a really big decor outside of Makar and Taves, which is fine. Those guys are, excellent defenders, but they had a lot of girth and weight, and I think a lot of people forget how important Manson was in that Cup final. He was unreal, in fact, in the Stanley Cup final for Colorado. And what about up front? Do you see, there's obviously no glaring weakness. Is there an area where they would look to slightly upgrade?
I think it would be a third line center. They really like Jack Drury. They call him an elite 4th line center, which is always a funny term to me, because that sounds like somebody who's probably a good 3rd line center if they're an elite 4th line center. But he has kind of hit a wall offensively here for a little bit. He hasn't scored, I think, in 12 games. So I think they would prefer to get him into that 4th line spot and have somebody kind of in between him and Nelson. Whether or not they have the assets to do that is one thing, but that's the one glaring spot up front that I think they would want, because a guy like Gavin Brindley has come in and surprised in a huge way, and to the point where I don't know how they're going to take him out of the lineup. So they're good on the wing. It's just down the middle. I think they want to add another body.
Has there been, you mentioned Dallas last year, and it looks like they'd be on a collision course again. Why has Colorado struggled for so many years against the Stars in the playoffs?
Ottinger is a big thing. Ottinger is a wall whenever they play. Last year was the power play, and the power play, you mentioned the shootouts this year. The power play is kind of the big thing that everyone wants to talk about here, because it was awful against Dallas in the playoffs, and it has not looked really that much better this year. So I think those are 2 big reasons. Also, I think Dallas is very comfortable just defending. Even if they're spending a lot of time in their own zone, which you're going to do against the Avs, and they did most of that series 5-on-5. You look at Dallas right now, I think they're a bottom 3 possession team in the NHL right now. They're just a team that's comfortable in their own skin. If they have to defend, they're completely fine and they'll keep you to the outside. So I think that was kind of the biggest problem is that the Avs, they would be in the zone, they'd have good looks, but they wouldn't have great looks. And when they did, Ottinger was there. So I think they're just team comfortable. And then it really was special teams. Like the Dallas's power play just killed the Avalanche last year, whereas the Avs power play just did nothing.
Yeah, that, you know what, that's a very good point, Evan. I forgot that. It really and you know, it's interesting because, you know, Jake Ottinger and the Stars, they have the Avs number. And then the Oilers, they have the Stars number. And it's Stuart Skinner who really has the Stars number 2 years in a row, where he hasn't given up very much at all against Dallas. And, you know, I'm sure some other teams like, what? How can it be that? But you get to the playoffs, you never know. And there's a mindset and there's a psyche. And obviously the LA Kings couldn't beat the Oilers to save their life. And, you know, LA, I think, is a good team. They probably could match up and beat some other teams, but they can't beat Edmonton. And, you know, for Colorado, right, so far they haven't been able to beat Minnesota. And I don't, like, do you think they would look to add a specific player that could help in one of the areas? Like, does Colorado need any more sandpaper in your eyes?
I think they would prefer to have a little bit more sandpaper. I know Jared Bednar really likes size down the middle. Like, he was really excited when they got Brock Nelson and Charlie Coyle at the deadline last year.
Yeah.
So I think he would love a bigger center, especially because Jack Drury's on the smaller side. So I think he would definitely like a bigger center. So I don't think they're going to say no to sandpaper. Whether or not they can find, like, teams aren't really willing to give up those guys. So it is something I think they would prefer. They're going to prefer bigger over smaller at this point, just because that seems like the way the league is trending. But if you want to play for the Avs, you have to skate. So they can't just be anybody. So it's got to be somebody that can skate and they can kind of play in this system.
When you look around, because we're into December now, the trade deadline is, well, it's still, you know, just under 3 months away. There's lots of time, but, you know, part of that is, I'd say it's kind of 2.5 because there's over a 2-week break due to the Olympics this year. Have you started to look at teams and players that you think might be fits for the Avs?
The one name I've always we're talking about defense, and Seattle is kind of hanging around. Alexiak is somebody that I've always kind of thought maybe that's somebody they look at, just a big left-handed shot on defense. Beyond that, like down the middle, it's just so weird because it's jumbled together. So there's nobody out of the playoff picture right now. It feels like, especially out east, where it's just a mess of mediocre teams, in my opinion. So like John, I mean, he's not a big guy, but Pajot and on the island would be somebody that I think the Avs would have some interest in it down the middle. So I haven't really taken too much of a look just because every team's just jumbled together right now. But those are two names that have always kind of stuck out to me as I think the Avs would have interest in those two guys.
Well, the Islanders, the way they're playing, they ain't trading anybody. You got the young Schaefer who's played unreal, but the East right now it's hard to look at teams because really the team that today looks in 10th place wins 3 in a row, and then next week suddenly they're in second place in the East. The West is a lot easier. There's some significant separation between some teams, specifically Colorado and Dallas, and that's the thing about the Avs. The Avs are playing unreal, Evan, and they're only 2 points ahead of the Stars.
It's funny because I asked Jared that last week, and he's like, well, we'd love to have a little bit more space, but we don't. It just is what it is. And, you know, you mentioned the collision course. Like, yeah, it would be nothing against Minnesota or Utah or whoever's going to be the third team in the Central Division. But if these two teams don't play again in the second, or don't play in the second round, people are going to be surprised. Like, everyone just expects it to happen. And if you're the Avs, maybe it's a good thing where, like, you get off to this historic start, and, you know, these are the sleepy months before the break where you're like, okay, every day is kind of blending together, where now it's like, okay, well, if we take our foot off the gas, we're not in first place anymore, and we're not going to have home ice. So it kind of keeps you motivated to stay consistent with your habits. And maybe that's not the worst thing for the Avs right now, because Dallas is right on their heels, and those two teams don't play again until the trade deadline. So it's going to be a while till they meet up again.
Evan, thanks so much for this, man. Enjoy the run of the Avs of that race between them and the Stars, and we'll talk to you again leading up to the next time they play the Oilers, and also to the trade deadline. Thanks for your time.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
There you go. That's a beat reporter from the Denver Gazette, Evan Rawl, as the Avs. It's crazy. Like, they've won 21 out of 30, but guess what? So have the Stars. The Stars have won 21. Now, I think Dallas has played one more game. Yeah, they've won 21 out of 31. So they're 21-5-5. Meanwhile, the Avs are 21-2-7. So two juggernauts. Dallas has won 4 in a row. They're 8-0-2 in their last 10. Like Colorado goes 7-1-2 in their last 10 games, and Dallas still gains ground on them. That's how well those two teams are playing. Like there's a pretty significant gap between them and everybody else. Like Colorado is 10 points up on third place Washington. The Stars are 8 points up on them. Like that is just an absolute slobber knocker of a battle. So you don't really want to hold up because you want to get home ice because it looks like it's a collision course for sure in the second round between those two teams, which would be wild. Quick break. We'll come back. We'll update you in the month of giving and more. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Eve plans just got a major upgrade. On the Rocks is throwing the ultimate party to launch you into the new year with a bang. The legendary Tall Boy is hitting the stage live, providing the soundtrack for an unforgettable night. A 3-course dinner is available to kick things off before the main party starts. This is how you celebrate New Year's Eve. Dinner and a party tickets are available now. Book your spot online at ontherocksyeg.com.
We want orange. Give us the orange. We want orange. Bring back the orange.
You got it, Canada. Booster Juice orange smoothies are back by popular demand. The original, the marathon, and orangesicle smoothies are back and bursting with tangy zest of oranges. They're Canadian favorites. Orange, you glad they're back? Only for a limited time. So squeeze the day, smoothie lovers, and head to a Booster Juice near you now. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
As 2025 comes to a close, GS Construction would like to take the time and thank our crews, our partners, and our communities for another successful year of teamwork and growth. Together, we've helped keep Edmonton and the surrounding area moving by building and maintaining the underground infrastructure that keeps everything running smoothly. It's been another year of dedication, pride, and hard work the team has put in to make it all possible. To learn more about our people and our projects, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Ring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. With special guests Haley Benedict and Morgan Clyburn. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. Hosted by Chris Sheets. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
Think your credit's not good enough for a new ride? Think again. Go Auto's car loan calculator is here to help. No commitments, no credit hits, just real answers. You tell us a few things, and we'll show you what you can afford. Text credit to 780-777-7777. That's credit to 780 all sevens. Go Auto. We do the math, so you can do the driving.
A huge thank you for making Sports 1440 the most listened to sports radio station in Edmonton. From Gregor to Curious to Low Tide, we've got in-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? By Canadian. Cantork's products not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
50. Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. It's a little chilly. And hey, it's a month of giving. And we've had it good, but we can get this a little bit better here in the final hour of the show. So we have 2 packages. Package number 1, courtesy of Chop Steakhouse and Bar. It's you and 5 friends, 6 of you. Go for dinner with Carrie, Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Laddie Schmid, the morning show guys. You're going to have a 5-course dinner, wine pairings, choice of beverages in their private room. So you get lots of great food. You have lots of laughs, lots of stories. You want to bring some stuff, the boys will sign it, whatever you like. Get any off and on the record conversations going. And because it's always going to be on a Friday or Saturdays usually when they do it. And then sometimes even on a Thursday, depend. I know the Duke, when they organized it last year, they ended up going out afterwards and had a great time. So if you want it, and by the way, there's no set date. We find a date that works for you. And right now, Mike has it absolute steal at 1,700. So we're helping out Christmas Bureau. So if you want in, 833-401-1440. Package number 2. Very unique. The whiskey tasting and holiday beverages from Sherbrooke Liquor. So you get your holiday hosting starter kit. You're going to get 4 of the finest winter beers, 2 great ciders. Starts with that. Then you get the what's called the Duke, which is an amazing single malt cream liqueur from Anoka Distillery. Huge bottle. It's basically like Bailey's, but way better. Then you're going to get a pre-dinner champagne bottle, massive one of those, a big Ernie Els red and white wines, and also a port digestive. So that's all your kind of holiday hosting stuff. And then the big part of this is you get a private whiskey tasting and a blending event in Sherbrooke's tasting room for you and 14 of your closest friends. So 15 of you. It's a big deal. It's hosted by Bridgeland Distillery. They only do 2 of these a year, and we got 1 of them. So this is not something you normally can just go get. So you're going to learn how the whiskey is crafted, taste through the components of it. Then you get to create your own blend, and they'll bottle it, distill it with your name and the custom blend name on the label. All of your guests get a bottle, and you get 3. So do the math. That is 17 bottles of your own whiskey that you will be naming, creating. And, of course, that whole night you have all sorts of tasting. For people wondering how long, it's around 3 hours, right? So you have lots of time. You make an event. Maybe it's a men's hockey team. Maybe it's a work thing. Maybe it's any sort of couples, you name it. You'll have loads of fun. So right now that is at 1,800 with Darren. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. And we have 1 spot left. We're taking 5. We have 4 filled, 1 spot left. It's $100. Put you in the draw. And there's 2 pair of order tickets to win. So you got basically 2 in 5 chance of winning. Okay. Not bad odds. 40% chance because there's 2 pairs. And if your name's out first, obviously you don't go back in the draw. You're not going to win both. All right. We don't want to be greedy. We share the wealth. So thanks to the people who donated the tickets. So if you want to go to the game tonight, you just text in and the donation will go towards the Ben Stelter Foundation today. Big order fan. So there you go. 833-401-1440. Got 1 spot left. Let's get to the comment now as we get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick, where, hey, saving you more. That's what they do at The Brick and thebrick.com. Furniture, mattresses, appliances, big screen TVs, anything you need to make Christmas present a little bit better. Check it out. The Brick.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason, of course, it's game day. Let's get a bold prediction for the game tonight. And what's the score going to be?
Bold prediction. Vasily Podkolzin sets a career high 4-game point streaks. Never done it before. So that'll be my bold prediction. And the Oilers win 4-2.
Yeah, I got to think the Oilers play better to start off the game than they did on Tuesday. So I'll say they do find a way to win. I'll go 3-1 and Trent Frederick goal. Stitches in the face. No, he's a hockey player. Let's go. Question number 2 for you. In honor of Philip Rivers and all the reports indicating that he's more and more likely to start for the Colts in Seattle this weekend, is there any athlete that retired in the last 5 years that you would like to see return?
Go ahead.
I think I'm going to go to the NFL and say J.J. Watt. His last year in the NFL was great. I know he had some struggles before that, but his last year finished with 12.5 sacks. Yeah, I mean, hey, he'd be like 36, 37. But We got Rivers at 44, so I'll go TJ Watt or JJ Watt. Sorry,
JJ Watt. Yeah, it's a not bad one. It's hard to argue that one. He's fairly well liked, pretty good guy. Tired in the last 5 years. Any sport?
Any sport.
Probably Michael Phelps. He dominated.
Good one. Good one. Question number 3 for you. I'm kind of piggybacking off a debate they had on the morning show with Kevin Carius, the Duke, and Laddie Schmid. Who are your top 3 American-born players of all time in the NHL?
Patrick Kane, Brian Leach, Mike Modano.
Good picks. I'm going to go with Kane as well. Give me Chelios, and to be different, JR, Jeremy Roenick. Some guys might get there eventually, some younger Americans, but right now those would be my top 3. Question number 4 tonight. Thursday Night Football has the Bucks hosting the Falcons just after 6. PlayAlberta.ca has the Bucks as 6-point favorites with the over/under set at 43.5 points. What do you think is the wise move, and is there anywhere else you'd go?
That's a good question. Good question. The Falcons, I just don't know what to make of them, man. They've been brutal. And honestly, like Baker Mayfield's been hot garbage for the last month. So my gut would say under, but we already stand on those. So, and God, I don't even know. Can the Bucks win by 6? Like, honestly, this game has no interest really for me. Even though I have Bijan Robinson in one of my leagues, I'm just like, God, I just think it's going to be a dud. So I'd probably take the under.
Yeah. I just despise the Falcons. So I'm going to say, can the Bucks win by a touchdown? I think so. I think they can get it done. They got a few more weapons on the offense, rejoining, headlined by Mike Evans. So I'll say they do get there, and yeah, why not? Let's take the over as well. Let's say Bijan makes a few plays, and maybe Kyle Pitts does as well, and they hit 45 points or something. But Bucks to cover and the over. Final question for you today. Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue turned 67 years old. So some would say Motley Crue is glam metal, hair metal.
Yeah.
What would you say is your top hair bands of all time?
Go ahead.
Realistically, I really did like Motley Crue. Like, that would be one that I have
Oh, yeah. How could you not?
really high up there. Like, even their slower.
Shout Out the Devil is one of the greatest albums of my childhood, man. I love that album. Oh, so awesome.
Like, even their slow stuff, I loved. So, I think Motley Crue would probably be the cream of the crop for me, and I'll throw GNR in there as well. Axel could, he could belt it out. So I'll go Guns N' Roses as well.
Yeah, for me, it's just because Motley Crue. There's a lot of reasons why I love that whole album, Bastard and Shout Out the Devil. I used to play it all the time. And got my father into it. So I'm going there. But I probably got to go Guns N' Roses for sure. And oh God, what's their name? Poison. Yeah.
Is that Bret Michaels?
Yeah, Bret Michaels. I'm going with Poison. Like, he had sick hair, man. Like, it's amazing though. Like, you think about it, like I wonder how many of those guys, like, they had to get some perms in there somewhere. Not all of them could have had that curly of a hair. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we can sing and whatever, but we all have that hair. Like, I don't know, which is fine. Nothing wrong if they had it, but they some of them must have had to perm that a little bit. No, like a light perm, little curls in there, something.
I'm looking through some of these bands, like Bon Jovi, like the hair they had.
Yeah. What about Def Leppard? That'd be another one.
Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that hair is not natural. So.
Oh, D. Snyder, his hair was money, man. Money, man.
Big blonde. The curls, yeah. The showmanship era. These guys put on a show. It wasn't just the music; it was the show as well. I respect it.
Yeah. I like it. I like that a lot. So it's really good. Metallica, we're getting a lot of texts coming in. Like, there's lots of really good options.
Does Metallica count? Because they are amazing.
They are amazing. I don't know if I'd have to go back and look. I'm trying to think if they had like the big hair. I'm sure they must have at some point, but
I mean, they did have good hair. There's no denying that.
They always had good hair. But yeah, I think Metallica has to be in there. I don't see how, plus Metallica has, Metallica's, their top songs are so, they're, for sports, Metallica's probably the best band. When you think of sports warm-up songs and everything else, is there a better band for sports warm-up songs you can think of?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I mean,
so many good ones, man.
Eminem had Till I Collapse, and then the one from the 8 Mile. Those songs I feel are kind of great sports songs, but Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls, to me is always going to be one of the best ones.
Oh God. Another, but they had, some people might not remember them or not. I don't know if you do or not, but I would give an honorary mention to Rat. They were
with 2 T's, right?
Yes, yeah, RATT. Right. And they had a few different names for a while, but they were basically Rat. And they had some great. Round and Round is an unreal song. Lay It Down, Back for More. What else they have? You're in Love, I think that's what it's called. So no, they had a good one. I got to go with and they had the one thing about they had lots of different guitarists over the years. That's the only thing about Rap. I'm not a guitar guy name, so I'm going to pray. And the other one, Cons, I'm going with Quiet Riot too. Come On, Feel the Noise.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Great song. So how about this? So we got 4 seats, Cons, to the game tonight. And this is section 117. So that's 2 other pairs. So we've already got, so just, you know what? Just to make this really good, we'll take 2 more at 200. We'll just say 6 people, but we're going to have 4 pairs. So your odds of winning are really good for $100. Take 2 people and $100, and there's 4 pairs of tickets to win. Okay. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Some really good seats for the game tonight. The money's going to go to the Ben Stelter Foundation. It's $100. You got a really good chance. 4 out of 6. Pretty good chance to win. So we'll take that, and then we'll come back and up things. Oh, also, how about this? Trailer Park Ryan comes in. He has upped both packages to $2,000. Both the dinner with KK and the fellas and the whiskey package. All right, he's here serious. I like it. So we'll get to that and more. But first, let's get to the Con Man Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Wish and win. Ooh, walk in there, serenity now. Have some good vibes, and you could win up to $25,000 off the purchase of your new vehicle. Sick. It's awesome. Guaranteed, you get $500 off. Check it out right now. Northgate GM Buick GMC.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Game day, the Oilers back in action, hosting the Red Wings down at Rogers Place. Puck drop set for 7. Our pregame coverage with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and Landon Ferraro starting at 6 here on Sports 1440. We've also got the Sabres in Vancouver. The Avs will host the Panthers. Jets taking on the Bruins. Blues and Preds. Jackets hosting the Sens. Montreal heads to Pittsburgh. The Islanders taking on the Ducks. And the Leafs hosting the San Jose Sharks. Week 15 in the NFL has the Bucks hosting the Falcons. Kickoff set for 6:15 there. And in the association, just 4 games tonight. Rockets host the Clippers. The Bucks taking on the Celtics. Trailblazers in New Orleans. And the Kings welcome the Nuggets to the Golden One Center. Today in the majors, closer Robert Suarez signing a 3-year deal worth $45 million in Atlanta. He led the National League in saves last season with 40 while playing for San Diego. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle.
Troll low down to Oodle Noodle tonight because dine-in is open.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more. Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
Subaru is built for winter. Symmetrical all-wheel drive delivers power with incredible control, stability, and grip. Add 220 millimeters of ground clearance, and you're not getting stuck in snowbanks. You'll drive right through them. And inside, luxurious heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Plus, for 19 years in a row, Subaru vehicles have earned top safety pick status, giving you unmatched peace of mind. Subaru is engineered for Canadian winters, built for real-life confidence. Welcome to Uncommon Standards.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Elks Nation, 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold, the most in-depth EE football coverage on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts, elksnation.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by playalberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
All right, we got the final 2 done. So once we get those guys donated, then we'll do the draw the next segment, and away you go. So 4 out of 6, pretty good odds to go to the game tonight. So thanks everybody for donating the tickets. We're helping out the Ben Stelter Foundation there. Also, Trailer Park Ryan, he has both our packages now at $2,000. Package number 1 today is dinner for your group of 6. We'll go to Chop Steakhouse, and you'll be joined by Carius, the Duke, Eddie Steele, Laddie Schmid. Well, buddy, there are going to be a lot of chirps, lots of fun, lots of storytelling. It's a 5-course dinner. You're there for a long time. You're in the private room, and you get wine pairings, all the beverages of your choice, beers, cocktails, whatever you like. They'll mix it up. It's going to be great. And trust me, they always say, hey, you know what? We got this. Why don't you try this? Usually they kind of pick the appetizers unless you got something that you really want. But they usually pick their best, and it's awesome. It's like a great dinner because you don't really have to think. The only thing they really think you have to pick on is kind of your entree, but they mix up all the other stuff, salads, pasta, everything, dessert. It's awesome. You're there for many hours. You'll have a great time. So that's a 2K. And the other package at 2K is our whiskey tasting and holiday beverage package, courtesy of Sherbrooke Liquor. So you get your holiday hosting starter kit. You're going to get 4 of the finest winter beers and 2 great ciders, so beers and ciders. You'll also get to what's called the Duke, the amazing malt cream liqueur from Anoka's Distillery. It's a huge bottle. It's basically Bailey's, but David Owen said much better. You'll also have a pre-dinner champagne bottle. You get a big Ernie L's, the Big Easy. I think it is. Well, he's actually got another wine. So it's one of the big red ones, big white one. You also get a port bottle. So that's all part of it. But then you and 14 of your friends will go to the private whiskey tasting and blending event in Sherbrooke's tasting room. You'll learn how the whiskey is crafted. You get to taste through all the components. You get to create your own custom blend. And then you come up with a name. And then you put your name and the custom blend name on the label, because Bridgeland will go and they'll bottle it back to the distillery. It's going to be unreal. Then each guest gets a bottle and you get 3. So there's 17 plus all the other bottles. It's a pretty sweet deal. And right now it's at $2K. So we're getting closer to retail value. Not there yet, but we're getting closer. So if you want in, we got about 40 minutes left. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440 is where you can text us or call in our email inbox. It is the Gregor Show, presented by playalberta.ca. Hope you're having an awesome time. Now let's get to the spec report, brought to you by GS Construction. And they remind everyone, no, the roads get cold. There's still construction workers out there, so be careful. Get everybody home safe at GS Construction. Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. How you doing?
Hey, doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm excellent. The Oilers said all the right things. Hey, they didn't play great against Buffalo. We all know that. But I looked at all the numbers in home winning percentage, points percentage today. The Oilers win tonight. Then there's 700 points percentage in this stand. There's 600 points percentage. And that's actually that would put you like top 8 in the winning percentage. It would put you close. There's only 3 teams in the NHL all year who have a 700 points percentage on home ice: Colorado, Anaheim, and Dallas.
So when we're always looking for things that remind us of, the Oilers team that's good enough to go to Stanley Cups, right? We're always looking for signs that they start to be that team again. And home ice is a huge part of that. This is a really good team on home ice, man. It's when they're playing well, this is a hard team to come into their rink and win games. Like we've seen it. So if that's what we're seeing, I'm pretty, as an observer, I'm pretty happy with this homestand. Like, I don't think Minnesota may not play better hockey all year than the brand they were playing when they played in Edmonton. And you lose 1-0, you outplay them. Hey, you lose 1-0. Then if they win tonight, now they got to win tonight. If they win tonight, they'll take 7 out of the last 8 points on that homestand. Yeah. So I don't know what more I don't know what more you're looking for. I get it. No one wants to lose a game to Buffalo. I understand all that. But big picture, you play your ass off against a really good Minnesota team, and then if you can take 7 out of 8, I think you're doing okay. Lose to Detroit's going to be another conversation, though, right?
Yeah, 100%, especially third game in 4 nights, second half of a back-to-back. They lost one of their best defensemen last night in Calgary. Not sure how long-term it is, but Edmonton's not playing tonight, so that's a little bit of a break. And if you watch that game, like John Gibson really kind of won in that game. Calgary had a lot of chances. They just don't have the offensive power of the Oilers. So, I think it's up to Edmonton to find a way to win this game tonight against the Red Wings, who, hey, they're first place in the Atlantic Division, man. They've won 3 in a row. It's not a cakewalk by any stretch, but there are things that I've talked about, Spec, that you call scheduling advantages, and that's what tonight is.
Yeah, and take advantage. You got to take advantage. People took advantage of you in the first 25 games, so sure. So you know what? There's some you do like the way their lines are coming together, right? The line with Draisaitl and Podkolzin and Savoy looks nice. Obviously when you got the 3 guys together, McDavid and Hyman and Nugent Hopkins, that's a really good line. Their top 6 it's healthy and strong and waiting for Roslovic to come back. So they got a lot going on here. They have decent health. They're missing some guys, but not absolutely key guys. There's no reason Edmonton shouldn't take a step tonight and then go out on the road and take a step too, Jay. There's points on this road trip they can get for sure.
Well, yeah, 100%. They make some moves back. I talked about it yesterday. You look at the schedule. You knew that Jake Wallman was going to go to LTIR, so that allows them, the space. They call up Max Jones. I still think they're going to recall a defenseman. I'm not exactly sure what they're waiting for. Maybe Max Jones. I don't know if he'll be in the building tonight or not. Maybe there's a chance he'll play tonight. So that's why I brought him up, where the other guy will be recalled the next day. Because every day that you wait, it saves you some money on the cap. right? So maybe that's what's going on with the defenseman. But, I know that I talked to Stan Bowman. They're going to bring a seventh defenseman on the road trip because Jake Wallman's on LTIR. He is eligible to come off on Tuesday in Pittsburgh, but he's not going to be ready then.
Yeah. So, there's always, what I've learned over the years is they announced the move today on Jones. He could have been on a plane 2 days ago, right? Or yesterday. You never know. Or maybe they say, go to LAX and fly to Toronto. We'll meet you there. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't think you need Max Jones to play tonight. Frederick is going to play after that puck in the face he took at practice. In fact, I was there this morning. Knobloch said that it's the same lineup. So I guess that tells us Jones isn't playing if he's, unless something changed.
Right.
So does Jones come up here? Maybe. Does he go straight to Toronto? Maybe. I don't know what he does. But, what they've done here, I think we all raised an eyebrow when they called up Max Jones. And I think what they're doing is they're letting the young guys run down there. They're not interrupting the development of a Quinn Hudson. Between Lane Hudson and Quinn Hughes, I'm not sure I'll ever get that name right. But they're not interrupting the development. I like the fact, leave Hudson down there. He's bucking, man. Let him keep going. Don't call Howard up. He just got there. Call up Max Jones because, frankly, the guy that comes up might barely play anyhow.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. I know there's some people, what are they doing? Oh, my God. I'm relax, right? How much, if you were going to call up Quinn Hudson, you'd want to play him in big minutes. Now, you could, if you wanted to make an argument, you could play him on your third line ahead of Janmark. I'm okay, I could see that maybe. But on the road, Janmark and Henrique are very trusted. They're very reliable. Yes, they're not going to score a lot. I understand. But not every line is all about offense sometimes in the coach's makeup, right? Not all the time. So I look and say, okay, you bring up Max Jones, and it probably means one of your bottom six guys, Mangiapane. Now, you could argue that Hudson might be better than Mangiapane the way he's playing right now, and there's probably an argument for that too, Spec. But because, I'll say this about Mangiapane, when Kapanen and Roslovic come back, if he hasn't picked up his game, he might be sitting in the press box.
And he should. Right. Whenever, if there's enough good health on this team that everyone's healthy at the same time, then there's some tough decisions. That's how you lost Troy Stetcher.
Can you go get that thing from?
Nobody wanted to lose Troy Stetcher, and everybody thought when he went on waivers, there's a good chance you're going to lose Troy Stetcher, and they did. And that was just because everybody got healthy and started playing. There's no room for 8 guys back there. So the same becomes true up front, and it should be a dogfight. And if you're Andy Mangiapane and you're not producing, you should be concerned about a night or two in the press box. The worst team in the world is the one where you can play crappy and there's no one to take your job, right? This team, There's guys will take your job, and that's what you want. That's how it should be.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Mark Spector joins us from Rogers. Oilers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Then they'll fly out tomorrow. They got Toronto, Montreal, Pittsburgh, Boston, Minnesota, Vegas. It's a really tough road trip. I was looking. It's definitely the most difficult part of their season the rest of the way. When you look at the amount of games and the amount of travel, and that's why, I know that every game spec, the max you can get is 2 points. I understand that, but I think there's certain games that matter more when you look at who you're playing, the time. And I'm Edmonton. Okay, you know what? You can win. You feel good about your homestand. But if you lose that game, now you go on, your toughest remaining road trip of the year, and things go sideways again. So I think mentally, this is a big game tonight.
Yeah, it is. And you're right. When the season started and I looked at this road trip, I thought, you know what? Montreal, Toronto, they're probably going to be tough games, but Boston shouldn't be that tough and Pittsburgh shouldn't be that tough. And it turns out it's the other way around, right? Toronto's average, Montreal's in a huge slump right now, and Pittsburgh and Boston are both really good. So, sure, you got to how would I say? I feel like the Oilers are at a point in their season where it's time to start to say we're not that concerned with who we're playing. If we play well, we can win at a 650 clip, doesn't matter who we're playing. And it's probably time to find their level here. It's time to beat Detroit. It's time to go on the road off a nice homestand. It's time to put the start behind you and say, hey, I don't care where we're playing. We're a really good team. We're going to go 500 on this road trip minimum, and maybe at 8 points, we're going to get, 5 or 6 if things go our way.
Yeah. if you look at Podkolzin, and I saw your article about it, Spec, and it was funny because I had a similar idea. And then I'm like, Spec beat me to this one. I looked at Podkolzin, and he's a player who he's always working on his game. And it's the one thing you want to gain the respect of your other teammates. You're always the guy, like, he's always working on his game. Like Draisaitl, and then they were chuckling about it last year. Like, God, this guy is always on the ice. He's working with Connor Halley. They got a skills coach now this year who's out there all the time. And why not take advantage of it? And like, when I see something like that, I look and say, like, God, there's certain guys in this team that can't score into the ocean right now. They should be out there too.
You'd wonder, don't you? You're right. Like, in baseball, when you go in a hitting slump, you take extra swings in the tunnel, right? Yeah. You go with your hitting coach. Every guy does it. But somehow in hockey, we don't see that, do we? We don't see, let's say Mangiapane is not going in for him. Frederick's not going in for him. Why aren't they taking extra swings in the tunnel? Why aren't they out there working on their game before practice with the skills coach or with whoever? Listen, man, I mean, they're not the only ones we've asked this about. Ales Hemsky had more skill than anyone. And the minute that practice ended, he got the hell off that ice as fast as he could. And that's just who he was, and he was a great player. So I hear your question. No, I don't have an answer for that, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to think about. Spec,
how about Draisaitl, 6 points away from 1,000?
Well, hey, dude, I know he's likely probably going to be the 20th fastest, right between Messier and Oates. There's a chance he could tie Mess if he'd have to go on a real heater here. But which is possible. He has 1 3 or 4 point game, and then boom, he's right there. So yeah, like Draisaitl he's a very unique player, and really, Spec, he'd be like, when you think about it, his first 37 games played was that year he went back to junior. Shouldn't have played all 37 games. So he only had 9 points, right? So it's he probably would be even higher when you look at that, considering that, he came up when, he was sent back to the minors and shouldn't have been there for all those. Well, I think it was the 37 games. I think he had 9 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, sure. I mean, didn't Messier have, I think it was the WHA, but didn't Messier play a whole season and not score a goal or something? And then he wanted a new contract and more money. Like, that probably lots of guys could say something like that. But
yeah, well, but Draisaitl, well, no, that's different. But he played in the WHA, right? So Messier, when he came into the NHL, he scored 12 goals. His first season wasn't great, but it was still, much better than 9 points in 33 games is all I'm saying, right? Like, when Messier was in the WHA, the same age, that's when Draisaitl, why Edmonton kept him there that time. Like, it ultimately didn't matter very much at the end, but remember they burnt a year of his eligibility for what? Like, it still made no sense to me.
Yeah, listen, they did a lot of dumb things back then. I mean, I guess I'll say this, and most of the credit goes to the player, but there's no criticism getting spread anyway by anybody to anyone when the finished product is Leon Draisaitl, right? Yeah. I'm not criticizing him. I ain't criticizing the Oilers. This guy's a Hall of Fame player right now. Like, he is a Hall of Fame player. Yeah. And he's still in his prime. He's about to get 1,000 points in about 825 games. And oh my God, like, there's a whole bunch of franchises in this league. A whole bunch, probably a handful of franchises in this league, Jason, where Leon Draisaitl would be the best player that ever played for their franchise, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, that's totally valid.
And I'm not sure the Toronto Maple Leafs aren't one of them. I think they are.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah. Well, I
better
still
than Sundin, better than Gilmore, better than Sittler, right?
Yeah. No,
better than George Armstrong.
Yeah.
It's
better than Matthews.
Better than Matthews.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he was a Maple Leaf, he wouldn't be the very best player that ever played for that franchise in its history. And that's not hyperbole. It's a conversation. Prove me wrong, but I think it's true.
Yeah. Well, you never know. It's always hard because guys, what would happen in a different organization? But the Draisaitl is pretty damn determined. That's the one thing about him. Like, he's stubborn, and you can be stubborn in a good way. He's pretty stubborn. I think stubborn enough to want to do what he did, like to move away from home as young as he did, and then to come over. Like, it's different when you're a kid from Alberta and you're in from Edmonton, and it's hard. Don't get me wrong, but I saw my brother do it, my nephew do it. I've seen lots of other people do it. You live in Edmonton, an area, but you play in Lethbridge or you play in PA, but your parents can still come once a month, right? Like, it's not a complete culture shock. You're moving from Germany to Prince Albert, right? That's a little bit different of a move, man. It's a little bit different of a mood.
Yes. From beautiful historic cologne to Prince Albert. And then the relationship with McDavid. I was talking to Todd McClellan this morning, and he had Draisaitl as a rookie, and he talked about how he laughed. He says, all you media guys say you should never play those two guys together. He says, I guarantee you get behind the bench, the first thing you do is play those guys together.
Oh, no, I get it.
He also said that, what makes them so crazy difficult is one guy plays the game at 100 miles an hour, and the other guy, if he wants, plays it at 50 miles an hour, slows it right down to his pace. And, Draisaitl can play it at any speed he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can play a fast game. He'll slow that thing down he controls the pace at which the game is played. I've always admired players like that. Whenever I played against guys, whether it was beer hockey or whatever, guys that just decided, we'll just play it as fast as I want to play it. It takes a really good player, and he's doing it at the NHL level every single game for 10 years and 1,000 points. That, you know what? I've had my run-ins with Draisaitl, a few laughs over the years and a few side glances here and there. He's a great, great hockey player. It's an honor to watch him every night.
Yeah, he's really good. There's no doubt about that. Spec, we'll see you at the rink. Have a good one. Stay warm.
All right, man.
The Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. We'll come back. We'll do our draw. We'll update you the month of giving and more. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
At GS Construction, we focus on building a culture of collaboration, innovation, and respect. Our teams work together, supporting one another and striving towards shared goals. We're committed to creating a work environment that empowers individuals, values teamwork, and ensures everyone feels respected and safe. With decades of experience in the field, GS Construction prioritizes our people, our culture, and safety. This is what makes us unique. To find out more, go to gsconstruction.ca. You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
The future of female hockey is here. It's season 2 of the Female Super League, the first ever female-only independent hockey division in Western Canada, with teams from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Featuring 16U, 14U, and 12U divisions, the FSL brings showcase weekends packed with thrilling games, and our 14U and 16U have been pioneering the advanced body checking rule, empowering young players. The Female Super League, where the best in female hockey takes center ice. Details at femalesuperleague.com.
And what can I get for you this year, little fella?
I want a new Ford F-150 with the FX4 package.
Adults need toys to play with on Christmas morning, too. And Nisku Ford has the best toys in town. If you decide to wrap one up, you can get rebates as high as $10,000 or choose interest rates as low as 0%.
This Christmas, get the toy you really want.
Add Nisku Ford to your holiday visits or make your wish list at niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Enjoy a taste of Hawaii with a Papa John's Aloha Trio. Try the classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizzas for only $19.99 each at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by playalberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.5:30. Welcome back. Jason Gregor on a wintry Thursday afternoon. Get home safe, everyone. Please turn your lights on. Give yourself a little bit of space. It's the last time you want to get in an accident when it's this cold, because everything it's way more damage. Cracks, brutal. So get home safe. Serenity now. You can listen to the show. Try to keep you calm. Oilers are taking on the Red Wings tonight. If you're a football fan, you got some players maybe playing in playoffs tonight for Tampa Bay and Atlanta in your fantasy. Good luck. Good luck. Well, except to Chef, because I'm playing him. Sorry. It's no friends in playoffs. It's kind of how it is. You can be friends after, right? Even in fantasy, you can be friends afterwards. So there we go. We have our month of giving packages, courtesy. Currently, both are at $2,000. Right? Getting close to face value, but we'd like to get it back up here in the last half hour. So package number 1, you're going for dinner with Carius and Douglas and Steele and Schmid. It's going to be a 5-course meal at Chop Steakhouse and Bar, Ellerslie or downtown. You get to choose whichever one's more convenient for you. They'll be in their private room. You get the 5-course meal with wine pairings and all your choice of beverages, cocktails, beer, you name it, dessert, everything, lots of laughs. And it occurs in the first 6 months of 2026. So no rush. We're not doing it before Christmas time. And you'll have a lot of fun. With the Duke, it's likely that it'll start with dinner, and pretty good chance we'll be going out afterwards. So you'll have some fun with that. Package number 2, courtesy of Sherbrooke Liquor. Something, again, you can't just buy. Go out and buy yourself. It's a whiskey tasting and holiday beverages, courtesy of Sherbrooke, where you're going to get some winter beers and ciders, and then you get this amazing malt cream liqueur from the Anoka Distillery named the Duke. You get some pre-dinner champagne, red wine, bottle wine, big bottles of red and white, port digestive. These are for all you to keep at your home. Then you're going to have a private whiskey tasting and a blending event in Sherbrooke's tasting room for you and 14 of your friends. So there's a group of 15. It's an awesome room. You'll learn all about how whiskey is crafted. You get to taste through the components, create your own custom blend. And Bridgeland will bottle it at the distillery, and then they're going to put your name and custom blend name on the label. Pretty unique. So all of your guests get a bottle, and you actually get 3. So keepsake, whatever. So do the math, how many bottles that is. Well, that's just 17. I'm doing on the fly here. What's that? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the beers and the ciders. And just that opportunity, it's about a 3-hour event. So it's a $2,000 right now. It's a little bit undervalued. So let's get it up. Ed comes in at $2,100 for the dinner at Chop. So it's rock and roll. Now let's do the draw, because we have the draw. There's 6 people in. We'll do the draw for the tickets tonight. Hey, you got pretty good odds. 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 odds to go. So I call your name. That means you win, right? There we go. Taylor and Matt. All right. Taylor and Matt via DK or KD. So thank you. So Taylor and Matt, you got one. There you go. Tony, the snow shoveler tonight. Tony, you got one. All right. Who's up next? Sean, you got one. So now we are down to the last name in the box. It is Jason. Jason, congratulations. So, oh, geez, throwing stuff around here. That Greater Man J, just so you see your name, Puffy. There you see your name, and awesome. Okay, so thank you very much. We appreciate it. Connor will be texting you, so please send in your emails. He'll text you, and away you go, and then he will send you the tickets. So thanks for everybody who donated the tickets as well and helped to raise some money. There we go. Hey, Greg's, when will the whiskey tasting be? Yeah, it's they'll fit it on a day that works for everybody. Okay, it's not a set date, but there'll be a few options, so don't you worry. about that? Good question, though. Make it a good question. I like it. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Let's get to a few more thoughts from the Oilers room tonight. Adam Henrique talked about, the one thing, for the Oilers, and I think this is kind of Captain Obvious, but some teams are different, right? Some teams can wear you down. That's not like wear you down physically. That's not really the Oilers style. Like, they can play physical, yes, but that's not their MO. Florida, that's what they like to do. They're a chip and chase team, right? That's what they do. And it's worked for them, right? But if you don't have all the players to do it, you can't say, well, play that way, right? You got to have guys do it. So Henrique talked about, I've been saying they're a team that they got to play fast, right? And so when you play fast, two things have to happen. You have to move your feet, but your passing has to be accurate. And early in the year, well, you saw it. Oilers would be breaking out. They'd have a lane, passes in the skates. Pass was too far. And they're done, right? Because Edmonton's not a team that they can forecheck with speed. Sure, you have to dump and chase some. There's no team out there. You can't just possess the puck. But Edmonton's the best when they play with speed. And Henrique kind of shared his thoughts on that and how you can do that more regularly.
I think, moving the puck fast and then moving your feet fast as well. But I think that goes hand in hand. If you're not moving the puck quickly, then it's hard to be moving your feet into those positions. So it almost forces your hand there. You start moving the puck fast, and you got to be playing quick to attack. So I think that'll be key for us. And when we're there and when we're doing those sorts of things, I think is when we're at our best.
Yeah, it is very true. So we shall see how it comes for the Oilers against the Red Wings, playing their third game in 4 nights, second half of a back-to-back. But they've won 3 straight. They beat Vancouver on Monday. They beat the Flames last night. Had a shutout going against Calgary. They're actually up 4-0 against the Flames as well after beating Vancouver 4-0. But then the Flames stormed back, and I made it a little bit of a nail-biter, a little too close for comfort. The only bad news for the Red Wings, that hulking 6'6" defenseman Edmondson, he's out. He left the game in Calgary with about 4 minutes to go in the second period, didn't play in the third, and won't play tonight. So that's a pretty big loss for Detroit. And if you're Edmonton, you have what I call the scheduling advantage. 3 and 4, second half of back-to-back. That's a scheduling advantage. Every team goes through it, but you got to take advantage of it when it's your opportunity. Hey, Greg's, I have to imagine the women's team will be in attendance tonight. Possibly, Brad. I have no idea. And you know what? We're going to talk about that tomorrow on the show, but man, they got spanked again. Like, that's 3 straight games in this series right now. The rivalry series, for like the first time that I can remember, Canada's been dominated in 3 straight games. Like, I'd have to go back and look to think if it's ever happened before. Like, you might lose a game, 5-4, 4-3, 2-1. They're all close. Not here. They've been getting spanked. They scored on their first shift of the game last night and then lost 10-4. Like, it's not, it hasn't been great. So they're going to have to get better for sure. So we'll see where it goes. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 is the text line. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, wrap things up in our month of giving auction. More on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Now for today's holiday special, Legacy Heating and Cooling saves Christmas. Santa's furnace broke down in the shop last night, and the elves couldn't make any toys, that's right. So Santa called up his pals at Legacy Heating. Ho, 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 golly gee, 1 year, no payments, interest-free. And the elves are working merrily with a brand new furnace from Legacy. Happy holidays from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk, family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake, but it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But what's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vimy and Donnan have to offer. Visit vimyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch this fall's biggest games. Every goal, every tackle, every home run. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
What a performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
After 20 years, Canada's most prestigious international hockey tournament returns. The Camrose Viking Cup, December 28th to January 4th at Encana Arena. Tickets at vikingcup.ca. Brought to you by Sports 1440.
Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more, up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. Don't wait for the crowds. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? Buy Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
We continue on here, and now we're up to 2,300. We had J-Dog at 22, Ed's at 2,300 for the dinner. And, man, it's like they're matching all different guys, but we're also up to 2,200 from Darren, and then Scott went to 2,300 on the whiskey package. So as we rock and roll here. So, fellas, be sure to Con Man's going to be where this is where Con's puts in the work. Con should probably get paid overtime for the last 15 minutes of the show every day. And today with 2 packages, he'll be earning his keep. So he'll pick one and go back and forth with you, and then away you go. So keep it going. If your phone rings, break it up. Okay, that would be appreciated if you can. So 833-401-1440 is where you want to text in your bids, and we'll rock and roll. Other news and notes from around the world of sports. I don't know how closely you guys are watching it, but to me, sitting there and watching the OKC Thunder right now, like they've won 16 in a row. And last night wasn't even really close. Like it is wild how dominant they are right now. Like they won last night 138-89. And the Suns were a team that kept them to 123-119 the first time. So 138-89. Wild. Like, think about that. That is it's a 49-point deficit. Like they're not just winning games, they're crushing them. Like, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the only thing that's going to hurt him here is his points per game average, because he doesn't play as many minutes as a lot of the other top guys because he need to. He lights it up, gets a big lead. They had almost 100 points through 3 quarters last night. Like, even if you're not a basketball fan, go watch their games. Check out a game that, if you want to be entertained, they are right now as entertaining as Colorado is. They're not close. OKC, offensively and defensively, they're very exciting to watch. I got 2 Canadians too. If you want to wear some Canadian pride, I would check it out. It is it's fun to watch. So check it out. The Thunder are very, very good. We got a busy day in the NHL tonight. Remember, playalberta.ca is your place if you're looking for some odds boosts. We always have some fun for different ones through the Jason Gregor Show odds boost specials for you on every night. Tonight, of course, we're going with the Oilers. We have the Oilers to win by 2 and McDavid to have 2 points. Well, McDavid has had 2 points in 4 of his last 5 games. The only one he didn't was when they got shut out. Every other game he's had 2 points. You saw that game against Buffalo. He's flying. He's feeling it right now. Hard to get a bet against McDavid when he's in that groove. The other one we had was Matty Savoy point. Matt Savoy's on a little bit of a heater lately, along with Draisaitl points. So you can check out either one with some odds boost at playalberta.ca. So good luck. Also today, it's one of our favorite games, the Daily Grand. $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. $7.3 million. So good luck. playalberta.ca. Hey, Greg's, where can I Taylor Park Ryan comes in now 2,400 on the whiskey package. All right, we're up to 2,800 on the dinner package from J-Dog. Nice. I like that. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We will Darren's up to 2,500 now, Cons. We update the next week package usually during Friday's show is when if I'm organized enough, so I can't guarantee it, but I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, so that puts a little bit, so it might not be until after the show tomorrow. We'll see, but we will have it at usually we get it up, and I will preview the one thing we have next Monday. We have, and we've done this for a few years. We have an Oilers suite that's been donated to us. So not only it's the suite, comes with 2 parking passes and $500 in to be used for some food and beverages as well. So you plan ahead. It's a game. I can't remember the exact date. I got it written at home, but it's in January. Okay, it's not before Christmas, so you don't have to rush. And I know companies. It's hard to do a one-off for a suite. And so here's a great opportunity to get a fantastic deal if you've been looking to host for an Oiler game, and away you go. So I know that's on Monday. We do have a unique catered in dinner package to your home that will come with chef comes in and makes the meals, and Sherbrooke's Dave Owens actually is going to be there. He's going to be serving up cocktails and everything. That's going to be a lot of fun. So we have that next week. And we've got some golf stuff and more. So it should be great. Just trying to finalize exactly. Oh, I also have I think I have a pretty unique double E Elks package if my memory is correct. So should be great. There we go. So looks like it's down to Darren and Scott for the whiskey package right now.
Scott, answer your phone.
Scotty, there you go. Answer your phone. Perfect. Because, yeah, we like to get the last bids. Nice. 833-401-1440. The early games in the NHL tonight. Because tonight, a lot of games, man. A lot of offense early. Tampa Bay, man. What's up with the New Jersey Devils? Like, I know the Hughes is out, but, man, they are in the skids again. They're getting spanked after one period tonight. It's 4-1 as the Tampa Bay Lightning without Mr. Vasilevsky's got the night off, and the offense says, okay, you know what? We'll take care of it. So they are up 4-1. And really, it's not even their big guys. Nick Paul has a goal. Darren Radish has a goal. Pontus Holmberg. Jake Gensel does have one, but no Kucherov, no Point, no Hagel. No problem. They're up 1-0. The Leafs on a goal from Dakota Joshua. They lead 1-0. Oilers fans, if you think that you still want to win the division, which I'm sure you do, good early score. The Islanders leading the Ducks 2-0. Anders Lee and Travis Mitchell with his first of the year. Flyers and Golden Knights are tied at 1. Trevor Zegras with his 11th. And Zach Whitecloud has his first of the season. Alexander Texe scored his first for the Canadiens. It's 1-0 over the Penguins. Hurricanes and Capitals. How about this? The Senators, 4 goals on 7 shots in the first period. Amadio scoring. Drake Batherson. Tim Slutzel gets his 13th. And David Perron. Meanwhile, Adam Fantilli has replied for the Blue Jackets. That's at home, and they're getting spanked. That's not a good first period for the Blue Jackets. Later on tonight, St. Louis is in Nashville. Dallas in Minnesota. The Bruins are in Winnipeg. Hellebuck's practicing, not skating yet. The Oilers host the Red Wings. And the late game has the Avalanche taking on the Panthers, and as well as the Canucks hosting the Buffalo Sabres. So 2 teams that both wish they were a little bit higher up in the standings right now. So, and the Islanders just made it 3-0 against the Ducks. So there you go. That's a good start at home for the Islanders, man. I don't know if you have you Cons, have you had? Oh no, Cons on the phone. So I'll let him work his magic there. A few more text line in 833-401-1440. Hey, Greggs, do you think the Oilers are going to make a trade before the trade freeze? I do not. I'd be surprised. The trade freeze is next Friday, and I don't see the Oilers making a move before then. Now, anything's possible, but I would be surprised at this point. I think they're going to be patient on some things, like a lot of teams, right? We haven't really seen any movement yet this year, partially because, there's lots of teams that are within, 4 points, 2 points, 3 points of a playoff spot that they're like, hey, we don't let's kind of see what we got here, right? Like you look in the East, the Flyers hold down the 8th spot with 35 points. The Devils have 35. The Rangers have 34. The Canadiens 33. Panthers, Leafs, Blue Jackets 32, and the Senators, who are winning tonight, they have 30. Like it's 5 points separating 8 teams for one playoff spot. Then you go in the East, in the West. The Oilers and the Blackhawks have the 2 wildcard spots. They both have 32. Sharks, Utah 31. Kraken 30. Jets, Blues 29. Even the Flames at 28. So you look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams separated by 4 points for the final 2 wildcard spots. Canucks and Nashville. Like Nashville's got 3 games in hand on some teams, so they probably don't even think they're out of it. So, Cons, who do we got?
J-Dog, 2,800 for the dinner, and it looks like the whiskey's going to go Darren's direction.
Darren's going to get it. All right. Well, thanks to Ryan and Scott and Ed and everybody else who helped bid it up along the way. We very much appreciate that. All helping out the Christmas Bureau today. It's fantastic. So have yourselves a warm Thursday evening. Tomorrow, the Pyramid of Giving. It'll be a fun day. Have yourselves a great day. Up next, Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and the Sports 1440 pregame show. That's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Let's get to the Con Man, a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca. Your next dinner is ready. Loca Quality Markets gourmet meals that now they even deliver. You can order meals.loca.ca
callups.ca. Try it today. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Game day, Oilers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. Puck drop just after 7. Our pregame coverage with Andrew Walker coming up next. Elsewhere, you've got the Blues taking on the Preds, Wild host the Stars, Jets taking on the Bruins and the Sabres in Vancouver. Right now, after 20 minutes, Maple Leafs lead the Sharks 1-0. Lining up on the Devils 4-1. The Ducks trail the Islanders 3-0. Golden Knights and Flyers tied at 1 apiece. And midway through the first, Canadians have a 1-0 lead over the Penguins. In Columbus, Sens up on the Jackets 4-1. NFL Week 15 kicks off with the Bucks and the Falcons. It gets going at 6:15. And in the association, 4 games tonight: Rockets, Clippers, Celtics take on the Bucks, Falcons host the Blazers, and the Nuggets in Sacramento. And in the majors, closer Robert Suarez has signed a 3-year, $45 million contract with the Braves. He led the NL in saves this past season with 40 while playing for the San Diego Padres. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next, it is pregame coverage with Andrew Walker, Donovan Paulson, and former NHLer Landon Ferraro. Once the game wraps up, they'll all be back for postgame coverage. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
The Hockey Super League is proud to launch its 9th